Production by Bilingual, Romeo and Juliet, author, Shakespeare. Salutator, place, Verona, Act V, Scene 1 in Mantua, opening poem, enter salutator. The blood defiled the white hands of the citizens. It was fate that destined these two families to be enemies, gave birth to a pair of unhappy lovers. Their tragic and desolate demise reconciled their estranged relatives. This life and death love, and the rift between the two parents. The murder of a pair of passionate children became the drama today. I have given you these few sentences to outline the outline. Please listen carefully and patiently. Part 2. Act 1. Scene 1 Verona. Square. Samson and Gregory each came forward holding shields and swords. Samson, Gregory. We really can't let people bully us like they are coolies. Gregory. By the way, we are not allowed to be bullied casually. Samson. I said, if we lose our temper, we will draw our swords and use force. Gregory. That's right. Don't shrink your neck into the collar. Samson, when I lose my temper, my sword will not recognize anyone. Gregory. But you are not easily tempered. Samson. I get angry when I see the Montague family's dog. Gregory, he's brave. When you are angry, you should stand still. He who runs away is not a good man. Samson. I would stand still when I saw their dog. Any man or woman in the Montague family would touch me as if they were touching a wall. Gregory. This just shows that you are a weak and incompetent slave. Only the most worthless guys will hide under the wall. Samson. Is indeed true, therefore, women who are born weak are always forced to be immobile. I saw the Montague family. If they were men, I would push them away from the wall. If they were women, I would throw them against the wall. Gregory. The quarrel is between the men of our two families, the master and the servant. What does it have to do with their women? Samson. I don't care. I want to be a devil who kills without blinking an eye. While fighting men, I will also show no mercy to women, and I will take their lives. Gregory, do you want the lives of the ladies? Samson. By the way, the lives of women, or their virginity, which they regard as their own lives. Say whatever you like. Gregory, it depends on how the other person feels. Samson, as long as I make a move, they will taste my tricky skills, the famous all-over body. Gregory, fortunately, you are not yet full of fish. Otherwise you are a pathetic creature. Pull out your dick. There are two Montagues coming. Enter Abraham and Balthasar. Samson, my sword has been unsheathed. You go and quarrel with them, and I will help you behind your back. Gregory, what? Do you want to turn your back and run away? Samson, don't worry, I'm not that kind of person. Gregory, I'm a little worried. Samson. It's better to let them take action first. It's our rationale to start a lawsuit. Gregory. I walked over and rolled my eyes at them. See how they are. Samson, okay, let's see if they have the guts. I'm going to bite my thumb at them and see if they can stand the insult. Abraham, are you biting your thumb at us? Samson, I bit my thumb. Abraham. Are you biting your thumb at us? Samson. Narrating to Gregory, if I say yes, then whose responsibility will it be to file a lawsuit? Gregory. Narrating to Samson, is there rationale? Samson, no, I'm not biting my thumb at you. But I bit my thumb. Gregory, are you trying to provoke us? Abraham. Provocation. No, no matter where. Samson, if you want to quarrel with us, then I can accompany you. You are also your master's slave, and I am also my master's slave. Could it be that the master of my family is not as good as the master of your family? Abraham, cannot compare. Samson, okay. Gregory. Narrating to Samson, said, comparable, a relative of my master is here. Samson. Is comparable. Abraham. You are talking nonsense. Samson. If you are a man, draw your sword. Gregory, don't forget your killer sword. The two sides fight each other. Enter Benvolio. Benvolio, begone, you fools. Put away your swords, you know not what you are doing. Strikes down the swords of the servants. Enter Tybalt. Tybalt, why? Do you quarrel with these worthless minions? Come here, Benvolio, and let me kill you. Benvolio, I only keep the peace, put away your sword, or help me separate these people. Tybalt, what? You drew your sword, and you said peace? I hate those two words as much as I hate hell and all the Montagues and you. Shine your sword, coward. Two people fight. Several people from each family came up to join the fight. A group of citizens followed with guns and sticks. Citizens, hit. Beat. Beat. Shoot them down. Defeat the Capulets. Down with Montague. Capulet wears a robe and Lady Capulet goes as well. Capulet, what's causing such a fuss? Hello. Bring me my sword. Lady Capulet, where's the crutch? Where's the crutch? What do you want a sword for? Capulet, bring the sword. Here comes that old Montague. He is still shaking his sword, obviously looking for trouble with me. Enter Montague and Lady Montague. Montague, Capulet, you traitor. Don't hold me, let me go. Mrs. Montague. If you go to quarrel with someone, I won't let you even take a step. Enter the prince and his attendants. Prince, lawless subjects, disorderly criminals, your swords are defiled by the blood of your neighbors. Will they not listen to me? Hey, listen. You people, you beasts, in order to extinguish the flames of your hatred. Don't hesitate to let red springs gush out from your veins. If they fear the criminal law, quickly drop your murderous weapons from your bloody hands and listen to the judgment of your angry king. Capulet, Montague. 3 times you have provoked citizens to fight over an empty word, disturbed the peace of our streets, and forced the elderly citizens of Verona to strip off their dignity. Seize the ancient spear from their old and feeble hands accustomed to comfort, and dissolve your festering strife. If you make trouble on the streets again in the future, your lives will be the price for disturbing public order. Now everyone else, please step back. Capulet, come with me, Montague. Come to the trial hall in Free Village this afternoon to listen to my verdict on today's case. Everyone, disperse. If anyone lingers, they will be killed without mercy. All except the Montagues and Benvolio exit. Montague. Who is reigniting this old feud? Nephew, tell me, were you there when they took action? Benvolio, before I came here, your enemy's servants were already fighting with your own servants. I drew my sword and separated them. Just then the fiery Tybalt came with his sword, and spoke rudely to me, and made the sword swish over his own head, as the wind laughed at his pretense. when we are going back and forth with swords. There were more and more people, some helping one side, some helping that side, fighting with each other in a noisy manner, until the prince came, and then drank the people on both sides away. Mrs. Montague, ah, where is Romeo? Have you seen him today? I'm glad he didn't get into this fight. Benvolio. Auntie, an hour before the majestic sun began to peek out from the golden window in the east, I went for a walk in the suburbs because of my depression. Under a clump of maple trees in the west of the city, I saw brother Romeo walking there early in the morning. Go. I was about to walk towards him, but he had already seen me and hid deep in the woods. Because I was also discouraged and felt that even my body was redundant, I just wanted to find a place where there were no human traces. Therefore, based on one's own state of mind, one can infer the state of mind of others, so one does not seek trouble with others, and avoids each other. Montague. Someone has seen him there many mornings, his tears turning into the morning dew, his long sighs turning into the clouds in the sky. But as soon as the inspiring sun began to lift the gray-black curtain on the bed of the goddess of dawn in the eastern horizon, my son with a heavy heart escaped from the light and slipped back home. Locked up alone, he opened the door and hid in the room. He closed the windows tightly, locked out the bright sunlight, and created an artificial night for himself. His strange temper may not be a good sign, unless good advice can relieve him of his troubles. Benvolio, uncle. Do you know the source of his troubles? Montague. I don't know, and there's no way to find out from his own mouth. Benvolio, have you tried to question him? Montague. Myself and many other friends have inquired about him. But he kept his thoughts to himself, always keeping his mouth shut and not letting others find out, just like a newborn bud that has not yet stretched its tender petals in the wind and vomited its beauty to the sun. Bitten by jealous moths. As long as we can know where his sorrow comes from, we will do our best to find a treatment plan for him. Benvolio. Look, he's here. Please stand aside and wait for me to ask him what's on his mind and see if he ignores me. Montague. I wish you could stay here and hear his true feelings. Come, ma'am, let's go. The Montagues exit. Enter Romeo. Benvolio, good morning, brother. The time spent in sorrow seems to be extraordinarily long. Isn't that person who hurriedly walked over to me my father? Benvolio, exactly. What sorrow made Romeo's time pass so long? Romeo. Because I lack something that can make time short. Benvolio, have you fallen into the web of love? Romeo, I'm still lingering outside the door. Benvolio, at the door of love? Romeo, I cannot please my beloved. Benvolio, alas. Unexpectedly, the god of love looks so gentle on the outside, but is actually so cruel. Romeo, alas. Unexpectedly, even though Cupid is blindfolded, he will always break into people's hearts. I already knew it. These are the consequences of resentment, but the power of love is much greater than it. Ah, the noisy love, the affectionate resentment. Ah, everything that comes out of nothing. Ah, the heavy frivolity, the serious arrogance, the neat chaos. Feathers of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, haggard health, ever-awakening sleep, negated existence. The love I feel is exactly this kind of thing, but I don't like this kind of love. Won't you laugh at me? Benvolio, no, brother. I kind of want to cry. Romeo, good man, why? Benvolio. Because I see your kind heart in such pain. Romeo, alas. This is the mistake of love. I already have too much sorrow weighing on my heart. The sympathy you showed me in vain added to my own sorrows a great many. Love is a puff of smoke blown by sighs. The lover's eyes have the sparks it purifies. The lover's tears are the waves it stirs up. It is also the most intelligent madness. The bitter taste chokes the throat, and the honey cannot be tasted in the mouth. Goodbye, brother. Wants to go. Benvolio, wait a minute, let me go with you. If you leave me like this, it will be too disrespectful to me. Romeo, hey. I have lost myself, I am not here. This is not Romeo, he is somewhere else. Benvolio, tell me honestly, who do you love? Romeo, what? Do you want me to say her name in my moans of pain? Benvolio. Ask a patient to make a will seriously. Oh, what could be more painful to a seriously ill person than this? To be honest with you, brother, I fell in love with a woman. Benvolio, I said you must be in love, and I was right. Romeo. What a shooter who hits every shot. What I love is a beautiful girl. Benvolio, good brother, the better your aim, the more accurate your shot will be. Romeo. Your arrow missed the target. Cupid's golden arrows could not hit her heart, she had the holiness of the goddess Diana. Do not let the weak bow of love damage her unbreakable chastity. She did not want to be surrounded by words of deep pity and love, nor was she willing to be attacked by burning eyes, nor was she willing to accept the temptation of gold that could make a saint fall in love. Ah! Beauty is her great wealth, but it is a pity that after her death, her beauty will turn into dust. Benvolio. So she has sworn to remain chaste and unmarried for the rest of her life? Romeo. She has made such a vow, in order to cherish herself. It caused a huge waste, because she let her beauty wither in the ruthless years, not knowing how to leave her peerless beauty for future generations. She is too beautiful and too smart to deprive her of her own happiness and make me resent her forever. She has sworn to give up love, and my life now is as good as death. Benvolio, listen to my advice and don't think of her again. Romeo, ah. Then you teach me how to forget. Benvolio, you can indulge your eyes. Let them see more beauties in the world. Romeo. That just made me feel that she was extremely beautiful. Those lucky masks that kiss the beautiful woman's forehead, because they are black. They often remind us of how beautiful the face hidden by them is. A man suddenly blinded never forgets the precious images which remain in his lost sight. Give me a beauty of unparalleled beauty. What other purpose does her beauty serve than to remind me that there is someone more beautiful than she in the world? Goodbye, you can't teach me how to forget. Benvolio, I must prove that my opinion is good, otherwise I will die in peace. Same as below. The second scene is the same as before. Street. Enter Capulet, Paris, and servants. Capulet, but Montague also bears the same responsibility as me. I think it is not difficult for us as old people to keep the peace. Paris, you two are both very famous and wealthy families. It is really unfortunate to have such an incomprehensible hatred. But, old man, what do you have to say about my proposal? Capulet, I have expressed my intention to you long ago. My daughter is not yet 14 years old this year and is a completely ignorant child. It would be 2 more summers before we could talk about marriage. Paris. People younger than her are already happy mothers. Capulet. The tree that bears fruit early must bear fruit early. I have no hope in this world. She is my only comfort. But woo her, good Paris, and gain her favor. There is no question of my consent, if she will. Tonight, I will hold a banquet according to the old custom, and invite many relatives and friends to attend. You are also the one I want to invite. Please accept my most sincere welcome. In my humble home, tonight you can see the brilliant stars descending and lighting up the dark sky, among the girls as delicate as buds. You can fully enjoy the joy of youth, just as the well-dressed April comes to the world following the footsteps of the last winter, filling the hearts of young people with active joy. You can listen to a lot and watch a lot from among many beautiful girls. Even my daughter is included. Choose the best one to be your ideal one. Come, follow me. Hands over the servant with a piece of paper, go around the whole city of Verona, look for the people named one by one on this list, and invite them to come to my house. Capulet and Paris exit. Servant. Find someone by the name on this list. They say that the shoemaker's needle and thread, the tailor's hammer, the fisherman's pen, and the painter's net each have their own duties, but our master told me to look for the person by the name on this list. How do I know what the writer wrote on this? I must find someone who can read. Just in time. Enter Benvolio and Romeo. Benvolio, no, brother, new flames can extinguish old flames, and great pain can make small pain less. When you feel dizzy, you only need to turn around. A desperate sadness can be driven away by another worry. Find a new confusion for your eyes, and your original chronic disease can suddenly disappear. Romeo, your herbs can only heal. Benvolio. Heal what? Romeo, heal your broken shin. Benvolio, why, Romeo, are you mad? Romeo, I am not mad, but less free than a madman, locked in prison, deprived of food, whipped and tortured. Good night, good friend. Servant, good night. Excuse me, sir, have you ever studied? Romeo, yes, this is the asset in my misfortune. Servant. Maybe you can only recite it, but can you read the words one by one while looking at them? Romeo, I can pronounce the words if I know them. Servant. May you be happy throughout your life. Want to go? Romeo, wait a minute, my friend, I can read it. Monsieur and Madame Martino and their nieces, Count Anselm and his nieces, the widowed Lady Vitruvio, Mr. Parasencio and his nieces. Mercutio and his brother Valentine, Capulet and his aunt and sisters, niece Rosalind, Livia, Mr. Valencio and his cousin Tybalt, Lou Theo and the lively Helena. What a group of celebrities and ladies. Where do you ask them to go? Servant, to dash, Romeo, where? Servant, came to our house for dinner. Romeo, whose house? Servant, my master's house. Romeo, by the way, I should ask who your master is first. Servant. My master is the wealthy and powerful Capulet. If you are not from the Montague family, please come and have a glass of wine with us, and I wish you a happy life. Exit. Benvolio. In the middle of a banquet held as usual in the Capulet's house. Rosalind, the beauty you are passionately in love with, will also go to the banquet with all the beautiful ladies in Verona. Go there too and compare her appearance with others with an unbiased eye. Then you will know that your swan is nothing more than a crow. Romeo, if my pious eyes will believe this false vision, let my tears turn to fire, and burn these guilty heretics to ashes. More beautiful than my lover. The sun that illuminates all things has never seen anyone comparable to her since the beginning of the world. Benvolio, hey! When you see her, because no one else is around, she is the only one in your eyes. So you think she is beautiful, but in your crystal scale, if you compare your lover with another beautiful girl that I can point out to you at this banquet, then although she is now very beautiful, then you will feel ashamed of yourself. Romeo, I will go this time, not to see the beauty you speak of, but to see my own love in all her glory, and I will be content. Same as below. The third scene is the same as before. A room in Capulet's house. Enter Lady Capulet and nurse. Lady Capulet, nurse, where is my daughter? Tell her to come out to me. Nurse. I swear by my virginity when I was 12 years old, I have called her a long time ago. Hey, little sheep. Juliet. Enter Juliet. Juliet, what's the matter? Who called me? Nurse, your mother. Juliet, mother, here I come. What are your instructions? Lady Capulet. Is such a thing? Nanny, please go out for a while. We have some secret words to talk about. Nanny, come back. I remember you should listen to our conversation too. You know my daughter is not that young either. Nurse, yes, I remember her birthday clearly. Lady Capulet. She is not yet 14 years old. Nurse. I'd bet all 14 of my teeth, well, sadly, I only have 4 left. She is not yet 14 years old. How long until Harvest Festival? Lady Capulet. She did not turn 14 until Harvest Night. Susan was the same age as her, God rest the souls of all Christians. Well, Susan is with God. I should not have such a child in my life. But as I said, on the night of the Harvest Festival, she was about to turn 14, exactly, that's right, I remember it clearly. It has been 11 years since the earthquake. She had already been weaned at that time. I will never forget it. It happened to be that day, not first, not later. Because at that time I applied mugwort leaves on my head and sat under the dovecot to bask in the sun, you and I were both in Mandoya at that time. See, I don't have a bad memory. But as I said, when she tasted the moxa leaves on my head, she felt it became bitter, oh. This cute little fool. She lost her temper and threw her head away. There was an earthquake at that time, and the pigeon coops were shaking. It's a long story, and it lasted for 11 years. Later, she gradually learned to stand upright by herself, and could run around swaying. It was on the day she broke her brow that my dead husband, God rest his soul. He was a person who liked to talk and laugh, so he picked up the child. Ah, he said, are you jumping forward? When you get older, you will lean back, isn't it? Ju Korea. Who knew that this cute bad thing suddenly stopped crying and said, yeah. Hey, it really made everyone laugh to death. If I live to be 1,000 years old, I will never forget these words. Isn't that right, Julie? He said, and the sweet little fool stopped crying and said, yeah. Lady Capulet. Come on, please stop talking. Nurse, yes, ma'am. But when I thought that she would stop crying and say, she burst into tears of pain. Said my husband, are you jumping forward? When you get older, you're going to fall back, isn't that right, Julie? And she stopped. I stopped crying and said, "Yeah. Juliet. God bless you. You are the cutest little baby I have raised in my hands. If I can live to see you get married one day, it will fulfill one of my wishes." Lady Capulet, yes, I just want to talk about her marriage now. Juliet, my child, tell me, what would you think if I married you off now? Juliet. This is an honor I never dreamed of. Nurse, an honor. If it weren't for you, I would be the only wet nurse. I must say that your intelligence comes from XX. Mrs. Capulet, okay, now you think about marriage. Here in the city of Verona, all the rich ladies who are younger than you are already mothers. Take me for example. When I was your current age, I had already given birth to you. No need to talk nonsense, the handsome young Paris has already come to propose to you. Nurse, what a good official, miss. He is truly a perfect husband. Lady Capulet. There is no such good flower to be found in Verona's summer. Nurse, yes, he is a flower, a really good flower. Lady Capulet, what do you say? Can you like this gentleman? You can see him tonight in the middle of the banquet at our house. From the face of young Paris, you can read charming verses written with a beautiful pen, neat lines intertwined into a harmonious picture. If you want to explore the mysteries of this beautiful volume, you can find subtle interpretations in the corners of his eyes. This precious classic of love only lacks a cover that can complement it, just like a swimming fish needs living water. Wonderful content is also indispensable without wonderful appearance. The treasure book that records the Golden Rule is locked in a lacquered gold cover, and its splendor and magnificence are visible to all. If you make its cover, then everything it has belongs to you. Nurse. More than that. We women are rich when we have men. Lady Capulet, answer me simply, can you accept Paris' love? Juliet, if I can feel good about him after seeing him, then I am ready to like him. But I dare not launch the arrow of my vision boldly without your permission. Enter a servant. Servant, madam, the guests are here and the dinner table has been set. Please go out with the lady quickly. Everyone was complaining about the wet nurse in the kitchen. Everything was in disarray. I have to attend to my guests, please come immediately. Lady Capulet, here we come. Juliet, the Count is waiting. Flying Pigeon production at Flying Pigeon Literature. Enter Romeo, Mercutio, Benvolio and 5 or 6 others wearing masks or holding torches. Romeo, why? Should we just use these words as a stepping stone for our advancement, or should we just go ahead and do it without saying a word of apology? Benvolio. This kind of cliché has long gone out of fashion. We don't need a blindfolded Cupid, carrying a painted wooden bow, like a scarecrow to frighten those women. There is no need to follow the prompter and recite the opening lines silently from the book. No matter who they think we are, we only need to dance once and leave. Romeo, give me a torch, I am not happy to dance. My gloomy heart needs light. Mercutio, no, good Romeo, we must have you dance with us. Romeo, I really can't dance. You all have light dancing shoes, I only have a soul as heavy as lead, nailing my body tightly to the ground, keeping my feet from moving. Mercutio, you are a lover, so fly high with the wings of Cupid. Romeo, his arrowhead has penetrated my breast, and I cannot soar on his wings, he has bound my whole soul. The burden of love weighed me down, and I couldn't escape my troubles. Mercutio. Love is a gentle thing, and it would be too difficult for you to drag it down with you. Romeo, is love gentle? It is too rough, too arbitrary, too barbaric. It stings like a thorn. Mercutio, if love abuses you, you can abuse love. It stings you, you can sting it. In this way you can defeat love. Give me a mask so that I can hide my face. Wearing a mask, hey. What an ugly face. Get me another mask to cover it. No matter, let people laugh at me for being ugly, but I still have this grimace to cover up my shame. Benvolio. Come, knock on the door and go in. Everyone starts dancing as soon as they enter. Romeo, bring me a torch. Let those carefree young men show off their dance moves. Don't blame me for saying something old-fashioned. I really don't appreciate this kind of thing, so I'd better just stay on the sidelines and watch. Mercutio, nonsense. If you are already stuck in the quagmire of love without any idea, forgive me for saying this, then we must pull you out. Come on, let's not waste time lighting up lamps during the day. Romeo. We do not light our lamps during the day. Mercutio. We waste time like lighting a lamp during the day. We have no ill intentions. We still have 5 senses and can have 5 times the observation ability. Romeo, there is no harm in us going to their ball. I'm afraid it's not a smart thing to do. Mercutio, why? Excuse me. Romeo, I had a dream last night. Mercutio. I also had a dream. Romeo, okay, what did you dream about? Mercutio. I dreamed that dreamers always lied. Romeo, a person can often see real things in his sleep. Mercutio. Ah. Then Chunmengpo must have come to see you. Benvolio, Chunmengpo. Who is she? Mercutio. She is the stable wife of the elves. Her body is only as big as an agate on the finger of the magistrate. Several thin horses the size of ants pull the cart for her. Across the bridges of sleeping people's noses, her spokes are made of spiders' long legs. Her hood is grasshopper wings. Her manacles are small spider's silk. Her neckband is like watery moonlight. Her riding crop is a cricket's bone. Her reins are the gossamer of the sky. Her driver was a tiny gray mosquito, less than half the size of a lazy insect picked from the fingertips of a lazy girl. Her carriage was built for her by wild silkworms out of an empty hazelnut shell. They have been around since ancient times. He is the wheelwright of the elves. She drives such a car every night, passing through the minds of lovers. They will talk about love in their dreams. Passing by the knees of officials, they will bow in their dreams. Passing by the fingers of lawyers, they would reach out to ask for legal fees in their dreams. After passing the lips of women, they would kiss others in their dreams. However, because Chunmengpo hated the smell of candy coming out of their mouths, she often punished them with blisters all over their mouths. Sometimes she would run past the nose of a courtier, and he would look for good jobs in his dreams. Sometimes she would pluck the tail of a pig donated to the church and tease a priest's nostrils, and he would dream that he had received another job. Salary. Sometimes she would go around a soldier's neck, and he would dream of killing the enemy's head, attacking, ambushing, sharp swords, and drinking heavily. Suddenly he would be awakened by the sound of drums in his ears, curse a few words, and then turned over and fell asleep. It was this woman in Chunmeng who braided the mane at night and baked the dirty and messy hair of lazy women into sticky lumps. If you combed them out, you would be in trouble. When children sleep on their backs, pressing on them, teaching them how to raise their sons, it was she dash, Romeo. Come on, Mercutio, stop talking. You are totally talking nonsense there. Mercutio. By the way, dreams are originally random thoughts in the mind of an idiot. Their essence is as thin as air. Its changes are unpredictable, just like a gust of wind. Just a moment ago it was wooing the north of ice and snow, but suddenly it became angry, turned around and came to the south of rain and dew. Benvolio. This gust of wind you mentioned has blown us somewhere. Everyone has already eaten dinner, so we were afraid it would be too late when we went in. Romeo. I'm afraid it may be too early. I seem to feel that there is an unknown fate that will begin its reign of terror on my hateful life from our carnival tonight. It will end with a cruel death. But let God, who controls my future, guide my actions. Onward, merry friends. Benvolio. Come, beat the drum. Same as below. The fifth scene is the same as before. In the hall of Capulet's house. The musicians were waiting with their instruments. Enter all servants. Servant A, where's Budepin? Why doesn't he come and help take these plates down? He doesn't want to move the dishes. He doesn't want to wipe the chopping board. Second servant. Everything is left to one or two people, and they don't even have time to wash their hands. How terrible this is. Servant A. Bring the folding stool in, move the utensil rack out of the way, and watch out for broken plates. Good brother, leave me a piece of almond cake. Thank you for asking the doorman to let Susan and Nell in. Anthony. Budepin. Second servant, oh, brother, I'm here. Servant A is looking for you and calling you. Asking you, looking for you everywhere. Servant 3, we can't be in two places at the same time. Servant 2, come on, children, everyone, please help. The servants step back. Capulet, Juliet and their family come up from one side, the guests and masked dancers come up from the other side and meet each other. Capulet. Dear friends, welcome. Ladies and ladies who don't have calluses on their toes would like to dance with you. Aha! My ladies, who among you is not willing to dance now? I swear, whoever pushes back and blocks everything. There must be big calluses on the feet, did you really guess it right? Dear friends, welcome. I once put on a mask and spoke words into a pretty girl's ear that made her happy. That time is now past. It's over. Dear friends, welcome. Come, musicians, play some music. Stand back. Stand back. Make room. Dance, girls. Music plays, everyone starts dancing. Bastard, light up the lamp, move the table away, and put out the stove. It's too hot in this room. Ah. Good boy. That's when I had fun. Ah. Sit down, please sit down, brother, we can't dance now. Do you remember the last time we danced in masks? The Capulets. It's been 30 years since I said this. Capulet, what? Brother. Not so long, not so long. It was in the year of Lucentio's marriage, about 25 years ago, and we had skipped it once. Capulets. No more, eldest brother, his son is also 30 years old. Capulet. Don't I know? His son was not an adult 2 years ago. Romeo, who is that lady holding the knight's hand? Servant, I don't know, sir. Romeo, ah. The torch is far less bright than her. She hangs brightly on the cheek of the dusk sky, like the shining pearl ring in the black slave's ear. She is a pearl from heaven descending to earth. Look at her moving forward and back with her female companion, like a white dove among a flock of crows. I want to wait for the dance to follow, shake her slender bare hands. My past love was fake, but not real. I just met the most beautiful woman tonight. Tybalt. Listening to this man's voice, it sounded like he was from the Montague family. Boy, bring me my sword. Snort. How dare this ignorant slave come here to laugh at our grand gathering with a grimace? In order to preserve the honor of the Capulet family, it would not be a sin for me to kill him. Capulet, hey, what, nephew? Why are you so angry? Tybalt, uncle, this is a member of the Montague family, our enemies. This thief is here tonight. He must have bad intentions and deliberately come to disrupt our grand gathering. Capulet, is he that boy from Romeo? Tybalt. It was him, the little bastard Romeo. Capulet, don't be angry, good nephew, let him be. Look at his behavior, he seems to be well behaved. To be honest, in the city of Verona, he was considered a young man with good conduct. I don't want to cause trouble with him in my own home. You'd better be patient and ignore him. That's what I mean, if you listen to me. Quickly put down your angry look, be gentle and don't interrupt everyone's interest. Tybalt, how can I not be angry when such a thief comes to be our guest? I can't let him be unruly here. Capulet, you can tolerate it even if you don't tolerate it. A child who has no respect for his elders. I want to tolerate him. Hey! Who is the owner here? Is it you or me? Hey! You can't tolerate him. What words? Are you going to make a scene in front of these guests? You are not convinced. You have to act like a hero. Tybalt, uncle, we cannot bear this shame. Capulet, come on. Come on, you really don't understand any rules, is that true? You may not like the tone of this, I know you are going to have trouble with me. Well said, my good man. You are an unruly child, go, stop making trouble. Otherwise, light up the lights more. Light up the lights more. Don't be ashamed. I'm going to tell you to shut up, Have some fun, my good friends. Tybalt. I poured a basin of cold water on him because of my anger, which made me tremble with anger. I will retreat. But today he broke into our house. I don't think he will regret it one day. Exit. Romeo. To Juliet, if the dirt of my profane hands profane your holy temple, these lips, shy believer, I am willing to beg your forgiveness with a kiss. Juliet, believer, don't insult your hands, this is the most pious respect. God's hands are allowed to be touched by believers. The close contact between the palms is far better than a kiss. Romeo, what's the use of giving birth to lips? Juliet. The lips of believers are to pray to God. Romeo, then I will pray for your permission. Let the work of the hands be left to the lips. Juliet, your prayer has been granted. Romeo, God, please allow me to receive this special favor. Kissing Juliet. This kiss cleansed me of my sins. Juliet. Your sin is on my lips. Romeo. Sin on my lips? Thank you for your careful criticism. Let me take it back. Juliet, you can kiss the Bible. Her mother is the wife here. She is a good wife, smart and virtuous. I raised her daughter for her, the one I just talked to you. Let me tell you, whoever marries her will make a fortune. Yes. Romeo, is she a member of the Capulet family? Hey. My life and death are now in the hands of my enemies. Benvolio. Go ahead, the dance is almost over. Romeo, yes, I'm afraid that a good feast is easy to break up and a good meeting is hard to come by. Capulet, no, gentlemen, please go slowly. We also want you to have a little refreshment. Do you really want to leave? So thank you, dear friends, thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye. Get some more torches. Come, let's go to sleep. Ah, what a boy. It's getting late, I'm going to have a rest. All except Juliet and the nurse. Juliet, come here, nurse. Who is that gentleman over there? Nurse, son of old man Tiberian. Juliet, who is that person running out now? Nurse, well, I think he is that young Petruchio. Juliet, who is that person who follows others without dancing? Nurse. I don't know. Juliet, ask him what his name is. If he is married, the tomb is my wedding bed. Nurse. His name is Romeo, he is a member of the Montague family, the only son of our enemy. Juliet, the fire of love ignited in the ashes of hatred. If we shouldn't know each other, why meet? Yesterday's enemy, today's lover. This love is afraid of sowing the seeds of disaster. Nurse, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Juliet. Those are a few lines of poetry taught to me by someone who was dancing with me just now. Internal call, Juliet. Nurse, here comes. Just come. Come, let's go, the guests have left. Same as below. Opening poem. Flying Pigeon production at Flying Pigeon Literature. Enter the speaker. The old tenderness has been wasted, the new love is just like the dawn of the sun. For Juliet's peerless tenderness, I have forgotten who I once thought about and dreamed about. Romeo fell in love with her charming appearance, dedicated his infatuation to his enemy. Juliet fell in love with his romantic talents, is willing to be caught by the sweet bait on the golden hook. I only hate the unsolvable feuds and grudges. Who can I appeal to for this deep love of mountains and seas? The peach blossom face is locked in the secluded boudoir. To meet each other, unless the dream soul comes and goes. But enthusiasm will always overcome hardship. There is infinite sweetness in the midst of bitterness. Part 2. The second act. Flying Pigeon production at Flying Pigeon Literature. The first scene in Verona. The alley beyond the Capulet garden walls. Enter Romeo. Romeo. My heart is still here, can I just turn around and go forward? Turn back, you listless body, and go find your soul. Climb the wall and jump into the wall. Enter Benvolio and Mercutio. Benvolio, Romeo. Brother Romeo. Mercutio. He was a sweet fellow, I said he must have slipped home and gone to bed. Benvolio. He ran towards this road and must have jumped into the garden wall. Good Mercutio, call him. Mercutio, no, I still have to chant a spell to call him out. Romeo. Idiot. Madman. Lovers. Lover. Quickly turn it into a sigh and come out. I don't want you to say anything more, just read a line of poetry, sigh, compliment our Grandma Venus, and give her blind son Master Cupid a nickname. This little Cupid was such a great archer that he actually made the king fall in love with the beggar's daughter. He didn't hear, he didn't make a sound, he didn't move. Was this little monkey dead? Wait until I curse his ghost to come out. By Rosalind's Bright Eyes. In the name of her high forehead, her red lips, her exquisite feet, straight calves, elastic thighs, and the part near the thighs, show me your true form quickly. Benvolio. If he heard this, he would definitely be angry. Mercutio. This would not make him angry. If he were angry, it would be only if he was so angry that he called up a strange demon in the circle of his lover, and let it stand there until she subdued it and make it bow its head. If you do that. It was with malice. My spell was legitimate. I was just calling him out by the name of his lover. Benvolio. Come, he has hid in the bushes to keep company with the dewy night. Love is blind. Let him grope in the dark. Mercutio, if love is blind, it will miss the target. Now he should sit under the loquat tree, hoping that his lover will be the loquat in his mouth. Oh, Romeo, I hope she really becomes the loquat in your mouth. Romeo. Good night. I'm going to bed. It's too cold here on the grass and I can't stand it. Come, let's go. Benvolio, well, let's go. He wants to avoid us, and it's all in vain to find him. Same as below. The second scene is the same as before. The Capulet's garden. Enter Romeo. Romeo. Only those who have not been hurt will laugh at the wounds on others. Juliet appears from the window above, quietly. What light is shining in the window over there? That is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Get up, beautiful sun. Drive away the jealous moon. She turned pale with anger because her female disciple was much more beautiful than her. Since she is so jealous of you, don't be loyal to her. Take off this pale green virgin's robe she gave you. It is only suitable for fools. That's my special one. Ah. That is my love. Alas, if only she knew that I loved her. She hesitated to speak, but her eyes already revealed her thoughts. Let me answer her. No, I don't want to be too rude. She is not talking to me. The two most brilliant stars in the sky, they went there because they had something to do. Asking her eyes to shine in the air instead of them. What if her eyes turned into stars in the sky, and the stars in the sky turned into her eyes? The brilliance of her face would eclipse the brightness of the stars, as lamps eclipse the rising sun. Her eyes in the sky will shine so brightly in space that the birds will sing their songs thinking that the night has passed. Look! She held her face with her delicate hands. How beautiful that gesture was. Ah, I wish I were the glove on that hand, so that I can kiss the fragrance on her face. Juliet, alas. Romeo, she spoke. Ah. Go on, angel of light. Because I am looking up at you in this night, like a mortal with eyes wide open in ecstasy. It's like looking at an angel with wings, riding on white clouds slowly across the sky. Juliet, Romeo, Romeo. Why are you Romeo? Deny your father, throw away your name, perhaps you do not wish to do so. Then as long as you swear to be my lover, I don't want to be named Capulet anymore. Romeo. Narrator, should I continue to listen, or should I speak to her now? Juliet, only your name is my enemy, even if your surname is not Montague. You are still the same. What does it matter whether the surname is Montague or not? It is neither a hand, nor a foot, nor an arm, nor a face, nor any other part of the body. Ah. Change your name. Names are inherently meaningless. The flower we call a rose would have had the same fragrance had it been called by another name. Had Romeo been called by another name, his lovely perfection would never have been altered. Romeo, forsake thy name. I am willing to devote my whole soul to compensate you for this empty name outside of your body. Romeo, then I will listen to you. As long as you ask me to have sex, I will be rebaptized and renamed. From now on, I will never be called Romeo again. Juliet, who are you? Eavesdropping on others in the dark? Romeo, I can't tell you what my name is. Dear God, I hate my own name, because it is your enemy. If it were written on paper, I would tear these words to pieces. Juliet. My ears have not yet received 100 words from your mouth, but I know your voice. Are you not Romeo, a Montague? Romeo, no, my beauty, if you don't like those names. Juliet, tell me. How did you get here? Why did you come here? The garden wall is so high that it is not easy to climb up, and if my family saw you here, they would certainly not let you live. Romeo. On the light wings of love I flew over the garden wall. Because walls of bricks and stones cannot block love, the power of love will risk everything it can do, so I am not afraid of interference from your family. Juliet, if they see you, they will kill you. Romeo, alas. Your eyes are more powerful than 20 of their swords. As long as you look at me with tender eyes, they can't harm my body. Juliet, I don't want them to see you here. Romeo. The hazy night can cover their eyes for me. As long as you love me, let them see me. It is better to die under the sword of the enemy than to die in this world because I cannot get your love. Juliet, who told you to find yourself here? Romeo. Love encouraged me to explore this place. He gave me advice and I lent him my eyes. I don't know how to steer a boat, but if you are on a far-off coast, I will brave the storm to look for this treasure of yours. Juliet. Fortunately, the night has covered me with a veil, otherwise you would have seen the blush of shame on my face because of what you just heard. I really want to abide by the etiquette and deny what I have said, but these are false etiquette. Now I have to ignore everything. Do you love me? I know you will definitely say, yes, I will definitely believe your words, but maybe the oath you swore is just a lie. People say that God laughs at lovers' betrayal of their cold alliance. Oh, gentle Romeo. If you really love me, please tell me sincerely. If you think that I am too easy to surrender, I will put on an angry face, pretend to be stubborn, and refuse your kindness, so that you can tactfully plead with me. Otherwise, I will not reject you under any circumstances. Handsome Montague, I am so infatuated that you may think my behavior is a little frivolous, but believe me, my friend. One day you will know that my loyalty is far greater than those who are good at being reserved. I must admit that if you hadn't overheard my true confession when I wasn't prepared, I would have been more reserved, so forgive me. It is the night that reveals the secret in my heart. Don't regard my promise as shameless frivolity. Romeo, girl, by this bright moon, its silver light stains the tops of these fruit trees, I swear Juliet, ah. Don't swear by the moon. It is fickle, waxing and waning every month. If you swear by it, maybe your love will be as fickle as it. Romeo. Then what do I swear by? Juliet, no need to swear, or if you will. I swear by your beautiful self, that is the idol I worship, and I will definitely believe you. Romeo, if my true love dash, Juliet, well, don't swear. Although I like you, I don't like tonight's secret appointment. It is too hasty, too rash. It was so unexpected, like a flash of lightning that disappeared before anyone could speak. Farewell, good man. This bud of love, blown by the warm summer wind, may bloom into bright flowers when we meet next time. Good night, good night. May peaceful rest come to our hearts as well as yours. Romeo, ah. Are you leaving me like this and not giving me any satisfaction? Juliet, what more satisfaction do you want tonight? Romeo, you have not exchanged with me the faithful vows of your love. Juliet, I have given you my love before you asked for it, but I am willing to give it to you again. Romeo, do you want to take it back? Why, love? Juliet, to show my generosity, I want to give it to you again. But I only want what I already have. My generosity is as vast as the sea, and my love is as deep as the sea. The more I give you, the richer I become, because both are endless. Of. The nurse calls from inside. I heard someone inside shouting, "Goodbye, my dear. Here we come, good Nanny. Dear Montague, I hope you will not let your heart down. Just wait a little longer and I will come." From above. Romeo, happy, happy night. I'm afraid I just had a dream at night. Such a happy thing cannot be real. Juliet re-entered from above. Juliet, dear Romeo, just say 3 more words and we will really meet again. If your love is indeed aboveboard, your purpose is marriage. Then tomorrow I will call a man to your place, and ask you to ask him to bring me a letter telling me where and when you would like to hold the wedding. I will entrust my whole destiny to you and you are my master. Follow you to the ends of the earth. Nurse. Inside, Miss. Juliet, come, but if you are not sincere, then I beg you dash, nurse. Inside, Miss. Juliet, wait, here I come, stop your courtship and leave me alone to grieve. I'll ask someone to come see you tomorrow. Romeo, by my soul dash, Juliet, 1,000 good nights. From above. Romeo, without your light at night, I would only be heartbroken 1,000 times. A lover goes to his lover's date like a child returning from school. But when he parted from his lover, his face was as dejected as if he was going to school. Back. Juliet re-enters from above. Juliet, shoo. Romeo. Shoo. Well. I wish I could make an eagle call and call the eagle back. Otherwise I will let my shouts reach Echo's cave, and her invisible throat become hoarse with the repeated cry of my Romeo's name. Romeo. That's my soul calling my name. How sweet the lover's voice is at night. Sounds like the softest music. Juliet, Romeo. Romeo, my love. Juliet, when should I call someone to see you tomorrow? Romeo. Just at 9 o'clock. Juliet, I will definitely not break my promise. Until then, it should be 20 years long. I can't remember why I asked you to come back. Romeo, let me stand here until you remember and tell me. Juliet, you are standing in front of me like this. I am thinking about how much I love being with you. I will never remember it. Romeo. Then I will wait here forever so that you will never remember or forget that there is any home other than here. Juliet, it is almost daybreak. I wish you would go quickly, but I am like a naughty girl. Like releasing a prisoner, She let her beloved bird temporarily jump out of her palm, and then used a silk thread to pull it back. The selfishness of love made her unwilling to give it freedom. Romeo, I wish I were your bird. Juliet, good man, I wish so too. But I'm afraid you will die from my excessive caress. Good night. Good night. Parting is so sweet and desolate, I really want to say good night to you until dawn. Part 2. Romeo, may sleep close your eyes. May peace rest in my soul. Now I am going to ask the priest for advice. Tell him about tonight's affair. Part 2. The third scene is the same as before. Father Lawrence's monastery. Father Lawrence came up with the basket. Look at the red wheel driving away all the dark clouds. Like a group of drunkards running around like wolves. Before the sun opens its eyes, dry the dew points in the late night. I will pick a full basket, fill my green sack with poisonous weeds and miraculous flowers. The earth is the love. She is also a tomb that hides all living beings. Just look at her all-encompassing mind. How many baby girls are she suckling? Nothing in the world is abandoned, everything has its own characteristics, the stubbornness of stones, the ignorance of plants and trees, all contain the mysterious vitality of creation. Don't look at those stupid evil trees and vines, it has its own special contribution to the world, even the most pure and kind Megajyaha, if used improperly, it can be harmful to the body. The misuse of virtue can turn into sin. Sin can sometimes have good consequences. This poisonous weak stamen bud. It can also treat chronic diseases caused by boiling it. Its fragrance can cure all diseases. If you eat it, you will fall into a coma. Plants and trees are no different from people's hearts. Each has good intentions and evil thoughts competing for supremacy. If the power of evil gains the upper hand, death will eat into its heart. Enter Romeo. Romeo. Good morning, Father. Flying Pigeon production at Flying Pigeon Literature. Lawrence, God bless you. Whose gentle voice is calling me so early? My child, you must have something on your mind when you get up early in the morning. The elderly are often prone to insomnia because of their worries. But young people who are physically and mentally strong should fall asleep soundly as soon as they go to bed. So if you get up early, if it is not because of any worries, it must be because you did not sleep last night. Romeo. Your second guess is right. I enjoyed a sweeter rest than sleep last night. Lawrence. God forgives our sins. Are you with Rosalind? Romeo. With Rosalind, my priest? No, I have forgotten that name and the trouble that name brings. Lawrence, that's my good boy. But where have you been? Romeo, I will tell you before you ask me a second time. Last night I was at a banquet with my enemies, and suddenly someone hurt me, and she was also hurt by me. Only your help and your holy medicine can heal both of our grave wounds. Father, I bear no grudge against my enemies, for behold, what I come to ask of you is not only for myself, but for her as well. Lawrence, good boy, please make it clear. Tell me honestly what you mean, don't use riddles. As long as you are willing to perform the holy wedding ceremony for us. When we met, were recorded, and how we exchanged vows, I can tell you all this slowly, but no matter what, please agree to get married for us today. Lawrence, oh Saint Francis. What a rapid change. Could it be that Rosalind, whom you loved so deeply, was abandoned by you all of a sudden? From this point of view, Young people's love is based on their own whims and is not sincere. Jesus, Mary. You for Rosalind's sake. How many tears have washed your thin face? How much salt water has been wasted in order to add a bit of bitterness to tasteless love? The sun has not cleared away the resentment you vented into the sky. I still have your old moans in my dragon-like ears. Look. On your own cheek, there is still a trace of old tears that have not been wiped away. If you haven't changed as a person and these sorrows are your true emotions, then you are Rosalind's. These sorrows are also for Rosalind. Have you changed your mind now? Since men are so lackadaisical, don't blame women for being inconsistent. Romeo, you often reproach me because I love Rosalind. Lawrence, my student. I'm not saying you shouldn't fall in love, I'm just asking you not to get crazy about falling in love. Romeo, you told me to bury love in the grave again. Lawrence, I didn't tell you to bury your old love and find a new one. Romeo, please don't blame me. The woman I love now has a heart-to-heart connection with me, unlike the one I loved before. Lawrence, Rosalind knows that your love for her is completely copied from what everyone else says. You haven't read the introduction to love. But come on, busy young man. Come with me, I am willing to help you for one reason, because your union may make your two families reconcile, which will be a great blessing. Romeo, let's go, I want it as soon as possible. Lawrence, think twice before you act. If you run too fast, you will slip. Same as below. The fourth scene is the same as before. Street. Enter Benvolio and Mercutio. Hey! That white-faced, cruel woman, that Rosalind, must have abused him to the point of madness. Benvolio. Tybalt, a relative of the old man Capulet, had a letter sent to his father. Mercutio, must be a letter of challenge. Benvolio. Romeo will definitely give him an answer. Mercutio. Anyone who can write a few words can write a reply. Benvolio, no, I say he will definitely accept his challenge. Mercutio, alas. The dark eyes of a white woman pierced his heart, a love song passed through his ears. The arrow of blind Cupid had struck him in the chest. Could he now withstand Tybalt? Benvolio, who is Tybalt? Mercutio. I can tell you, he is no ordinary cat or dog. He is a brave and careful man with excellent swordsmanship. When he fights with people, it's like singing to a score of music, never relaxing, pausing for 1 second, then 1, 2, 3, stabbing into the person's chest. He was a butcher in formal wear, an expert in dueling, a nobleman, and an expert fencer. That awesome side attack. Then fight back. That sword hit the vital point. Benvolio, what? Mercutio, those strange-looking creatures. The opponent of the ridiculous guy who puts on a coy show and speaks in weird voices. They will only say, Jesus, what a sharp knife. What a tall man, what a romantic bitch. Hey, my old man. There are such a group of flies flying from nowhere among us, this group of fashionable people who speak French. Because they are new and different, they will feel uncomfortable sitting on an old stool. This is not something to cry about. Something? Enter Romeo. Benvolio. Romeo is coming, Romeo is coming. Mercutio. Looking at his lonely look, he looked like a dried salted fish. Ah, you piece of flesh, how did you become a fish? Now he was reciting the verses of Petrarch. Compared with his lover, Laura is just a girl under the stove. Although she has a lover who can write poetry, Dido is an unkempt country woman, Cleopatra is a gypsy girl, Helen and Hero are both obscene prostitute. Thisbe may have beautiful gray eyes, but they are not worthy of comparison. Mr. Romeo, give you a French salute. What a joke you played on us last night. Romeo, good morning, brothers. What joke did I make last night? Mercutio. You escaped well last night. What are you pretending to be? Romeo, sorry, Mercutio, I had something very important to do at the time, and under the circumstances I had to be rude. Mercutio. That is to say, in that case, you have to bend the knee. Romeo. You mean, make an apology. Mercutio. You answered correctly. Romeo, is a very polite way of saying it. Mercutio, more than that, I have finished speaking about etiquette. Romeo, is like the pointed toe of a flower's shoe. Mercutio, is right. Romeo. Then my shoes are already full of holes. Mercutio. Well told, follow me to the end of this joke until your shoes are worn out and only the soles are left, and the joke becomes bald and stupid. Romeo, ah. What a silly and bald joke, worthy of a fool. Mercutio, come and help, good Benvolio, my head is failing me. Romeo, if you come, hurry up, otherwise I will declare victory. Mercutio, no, if the competition of cleverness is like a horse race, I admit that I lost. How can my horse be as wild as yours? Speaking of wildness, I wish I could bite you. Romeo, oh, good goose, don't bite me. Mercutio. Your jokes are sweet and spicy, almost Worcestershire sauce. Romeo. Wouldn't it be wonderful to add hot sauce to goose? Mercutio, ah, the witty words are getting better and better. Romeo, well done. You stupid goose has turned into a fat goose. Mercutio. Well, wouldn't it be more fun for us to make fun of ourselves like this than to moan for help? How kind you are at this moment, you are really Romeo at this moment, whether it is nature or nurture, now you are your true face, for love. With tears streaming down his face, he was like a born fool, running up and down, looking for holes to hide his stick. Benvolio. Stop it, stop it. Mercutio. You didn't let me finish my sentence, and it's very annoying to keep your tail. Benvolio, if I don't stop you, your tail will still grow. Mercutio. Ah, you are wrong, my tail is about to shrink, I have reached the end of my words and don't want to keep. One male and one female. Nurse, Peter. Peter, yes. Nurse, Peter, my fan. Mercutio. Good Peter, cover her face for her fan is prettier than her face. Nurse, good morning, gentlemen. Mercutio, good night, good lady. Nurse, is it time to say good night? Mercutio. I tell you, it's true, the hand on the sundial is pointing towards noon. Nurse, what did you say? Who are you? Romeo, good lady, God made him, and he doesn't know what is good or bad. Nurse. That's right, you said he doesn't know what to do. Dear gentlemen. Can any of you tell me where young Romeo is? Romeo. I can tell you, but by the time you find him, young Romeo is already a little older than when you went to find him. So it was called Romeo. I was the youngest among those who were given this name. Nurse. You said it very well. Mercutio. Ah, you can say yes to such a bad guy? Thoughtful, reasonable, reasonable. Nurse, sir, if you were him. I want to have a word with you alone. Benvolio. She wanted to take him to dinner. Mercutio, an old pious woman, an old pious woman. Got it. Got it. Romeo, what's there? Mercutio. It's not a hare, it's a rabbit. It was just a rabbit patty made during Lent that went moldy before it was eaten. Singing, old rabbit meat, white mold, old rabbit meat, white mold. It turned out to be a good snack during Lent. But moldy rabbit meat cake, 20 people can't eat it all. Endless moldy meat patties. Romeo. Can't you go to your father? We're going to eat there. Romeo, I'm coming. Mercutio, goodbye, old lady, singing, goodbye, my good girl. Romeo. Nurse, this gentleman loves to hear himself talk best. He says more in a minute than he hears spoken to in a month. Nurse. If he had said an unkind word to me, even if he had been stronger. I'm going to teach him a lesson too. I can handle 20 of these guys, and if I can't, I'll call in those who can. Damn thing. Who does he think I am? I'm not some dirty bitch for him to make fun of. To Peter. You are also a good person, standing there motionless while watching others bully me. Peter, I didn't see anyone bullying you. If I had seen it, I would have drawn the knife immediately. When encountering a quarrel, just act with integrity. I am not afraid of others when it comes to lawsuits. I never want to lag behind others. Nurse, hey. It made me so angry that I was shaking all over. Damn thing. Excuse me, sir, let me have a word with you. I can't tell you what she asked me to say, but I want to tell you clearly first. If, as they say, you want to trick her into having an erotic dream, that is really the worst thing they say. Behavior, because the girl is still young. So if you deceive her, it is really a sorry thing for any girl from a good family, and it is also an act that should not be done. Romeo, Nanny, please give my regards to your lady. I can swear to you, nurse. Very good. That's what I told her. Lord. Lord. She will really like it when she hears it. Romeo, Nanny, what are you going to tell her? You didn't listen to me. Nurse. I told her that you swore an oath, proving that you are an honorable man. Romeo. You ask her to find a way to go to Father Lawrence's monastery this afternoon to confess, and the wedding will be held there. This money is your reward. Nurse, no, really, sir, I don't want any money. Romeo, you're welcome, just take it. Nurse. This afternoon, sir. Okay, she will definitely go. Romeo. Good wet nurse, please wait behind the temple wall. Within this hour, I will send my servant to fetch you a bundle of ropes tied like a ladder in a ship, in the secret night. I will use it to climb to the top of my happiness. Goodbye. I hope you will be loyal to us, and I will never let you down for your hard work. Goodbye. Give my regards to your lady. Nurse, God in heaven bless you. Sir, I say to you. Romeo, what do you have to say? My good wet nurse. Nurse. Is your servant reliable? Haven't you heard the old saying that if 2 people know it, it's a secret, but if 3 people know it, it's not a secret? My young lady is the sweetest girl, Lord. Lord. At that time, she was still a babbling little thing who could talk. Ah. There is a local nobleman named Paris, and he is eager to snatch my lady away, but she is a good person. Looking at him is more annoying than looking at a toad. I sometimes tell her that Paris is a good character, but you don't know, when she hears such words, her face turns pale with anger. May I ask if rosemary flower and Romeo start with the same word? Romeo. Yes, wet nurse, how is it? They all start with the character luo. Nurse, ah, you are kidding me. That's a dog's name, that's arrow no. I know it must start with another word and she connected you with rosemary, which I don't understand. Anyway, you will definitely like it after listening to it. Romeo, give my regards to your lady. Nurse, definitely. Exit Romeo, Peter. Peter, yes. Nurse, lead me the way, take my fan and walk quickly. Same as below. The 5th scene is the same as before. The Capulet Garden. Enter Juliet. Juliet. I sent for the wet nurse at 9 o'clock. She promised to be back in half an hour. Maybe she couldn't touch him, that wasn't possible. Ah. It was difficult for her to walk on her feet. The messenger of love should be thought. For it is 10 times faster than the sun's rays which scatter the shadows on the hillsides, so Venus's chariot is driven by white doves, so Cupid flies in the wind with wings. The sun is now high in the sky. It was 3 long hours from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, but she was not back yet. If she had been a human being with feelings and warm youthful blood, she would have been as quick as a ball. I can throw her to my beloved lover with a word, and he can throw her back to me with a word, but most of the old people are like dead people, their limbs are slow, their calls are ineffective, and they are slow. Ting Tang had no energy at all. Enter Nurse and Peter. Juliet, oh, God. Here she comes. Ah, the kind nanny. What news? Did you meet him? Call that person out. Nurse. Peter, go to the door and wait. Exit Peter. Juliet, dear good wet nurse, ah. Why is your face so troubled? Even if it is bad news, you should say it with a smile. If it is good news, you should not use this ugly face to play beautiful music. Nurse, I'm exhausted, let me rest for a while. Ouch, my bones hurt so much. How far I have traveled. Juliet. I wish to give you my bones and your news to me. Please, speak quickly, good wet nurse, speak. Nurse, Jesus. What are you busy with? Can't you wait a moment? Haven't you seen that I can't breathe? Juliet, since you can't breathe. So why are you telling me that you can't breathe? You've spent so long pushing back and forth, if you just told me, it wouldn't be over in just a few words. I just want you to answer me, is your news good or bad? Just give me a one-word answer first, and then explain the details later. Come on, let me know. Is it good news or bad news? Nurse, well, you are a foolish child, choosing such a man. You don't know how to choose a man. Romeo. No, he can't. Although his face is prettier than other people's, his legs are the only ones that look good. When it comes to his hands, feet, and body, although it's not easy to say this, no one can compare with it. He doesn't know how to be polite. But as gentle as a lamb. Well, look to your luck, girl, serve God well. What, have you had dinner at home? Juliet, no. I already knew what you said. What did he say about marriage? Nurse, Lord. My headache is killing me. What a headache I got. It hurt so much it felt like it was going to break into 20 pieces. And my back hurts on that side. Ugh, my back. My back. You are so kind-hearted, asking me to run around outside and seek death. Juliet, making you so uncomfortable. I'm truly sorry beyond words. Dear wet nurse, tell me, what did my love say? Nurse. Your lover said, he said it like an honest gentleman, very polite, very kind, very beautiful, and very well behaved. Where is your mother? Juliet, oh my God. She was in there, where else could she be? What a strange answer you gave. Your lover said, he said it like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother? Nurse, hey, Holy Mother. Are you so impatient? Snort. It's the opposite. Is this the ointment you put on me when you saw my aching muscles and bones? From now on you should deliver the letters yourself. Juliet, don't get hung up on it. Hurry up, what says Romeo? Nurse, have you received permission to go to confession today? Juliet, I've got it. Nurse. Then go to Father Lawrence's monastery. There is a husband waiting for you to become his wife. Now you are blushing. You go to the church, I have to go elsewhere to fetch a ladder until it gets dark. Your lover can use it to climb into the bird's nest. I work hard to make you happy, but you have to bear the burden at night. Go ahead, I haven't eaten yet. Juliet, I want to find my luck. Good wet nurse, farewell. Everyone exits. The sixth game is the same as before. Father Lawrence's Abbey. Enter Father Lawrence and Romeo. Lawrence, may God bless this sacred union and don't let future regrets condemn us. Nothing could compare to the joy I felt in just 1 minute of seeing her. No matter how the death that erodes love stretches its evil hand, as long as you use sacred words to unite our souls, I can call her mine. I no longer have any regrets. Lawrence. This violent joy will have a violent ending, just like the kiss of fire and gunpowder, disappearing in the most triumphant moment. The sweetest honey can numb the palate. Only a love that is not too passionate will last long. If it is too fast or too slow, the result will not be satisfactory. Enter Juliet. Lawrence, this lady is here. Ah! Such light footsteps will never break the bricks in front of the shrine, a person in love. He can step on the cobwebs blowing in the wind without falling, and the illusory happiness makes his soul float lightly. Juliet, good night, Father. Lawrence, son, Romeo will thank you for both of us. Juliet. I said hello to him in the same way. Why should he pay any more unnecessary courtesy? Romeo. Ah, Juliet. If you feel as much happiness as I do, if your spiritual lips and wise tongue can declare your heartfelt happiness, then let the air be filled with the fragrance that comes from your mouth. Let us pour out with incomparable joy the infinite joy which we both gave each other in this meeting. Juliet. A fulfilling thought does not lie in the richness of words, only a beggar can count his belongings. Sincere love fills my heart. I cannot estimate the wealth I enjoy. Lawrence. Come, follow me, and we must get this thing done as soon as possible, for you two cannot be together until the Holy Church has united you two. Same as below. The third act. Flying Pigeon production at Flying Pigeon Literature. The first scene in Verona. Piazza. Enter Mercutio, Benvolio, the page, and some servants. Benvolio, good Mercutio, let's go back. The weather is so hot and people from the Capulet family are all over the street. If you meet them. Quarrels are unavoidable, because in this hot weather, a person's temper is most likely to become irritable. Mercutio. You are like that kind of guy who runs into the door of the hotel, puts his sword on the table, and says, God forbid I have to use you. Wait until you have 2 drinks. But he picked up a sword and started arguing with the bartender for no reason. Benvolio, am I such a person? Mercutio. Come on, your bad temper is as bad as anyone in Italy. You get angry at every turn, and you move when you get angry. Benvolio. What happens next? Mercutio, humph. If 2 people like you come together, there will always be no one left, because each of them will kill the other before they can stop. You. Hey, you will be surprised because someone has 1 more beard or 1 less beard than you. Just quarrel with others. If you see someone peeling chestnuts, you will fall out with him. Your reason is just because you have a pair of chestnut eyes. Except for people with such eyes, who would be so picky about others. Your head is filled with thoughts of causing trouble, just like an egg is filled with yolk protein, although for the sake of causing trouble, your head has been beaten like a bad guy. You once had a fight with someone because he coughed in the street. Because he coughed and woke up your dog sleeping in the sun. Didn't you once make a scene with a tailor because you saw him putting on his new waistcoat before Easter? Not the other time because he tied his new shoes with old straps. So you made a big fuss with him again? Now you want to teach me not to quarrel with others. Benvolio. If I were as quarrelsome as you, my life would have been sold to others in a matter of seconds. Mercutio, sell your life to others. Forget it. Benvolio, hey. The Capulet family arrives. Mercutio, I don't care. Enter Tybalt and the others. Tybalt, follow me and don't go away, wait until I go to speak to them. Good night you two. I want to have a word with anyone. Would you like to speak to only one of us? Let's have something else. If you are willing to compete with us for more than a word, then we are willing to accompany you. Tybalt, as long as you give me a reason. You will know that I am not a shy person either. Mercutio, don't you think of a reason yourself? Tybalt, Mercutio, you go everywhere with Romeo, Mercutio, singing everywhere. How? Do you think of us as a group of street singers? If you think of us as singers on the street, then we will ask you to listen to a sound that is not very pleasant. This is the bow on my violin, which will make you dance when you pull it. Damn it. Singing everywhere. Benvolio. There are too many people coming and going here, and it's not convenient to talk. It's best to find a quieter place to talk, otherwise, don't get angry, and calmly discuss the matter if you have any difficulties. Otherwise, if everyone goes his own way, that's the end of it. Don't let so many eyes look at us. Mercutio. People have eyes to see, so let them see. I can't leave this place for the sake of others. Enter Romeo. Tybalt, okay, my men are here. I won't quarrel with you. Mercutio. He doesn't eat your food or wear your clothes, so how can he be yours? But although he is not your follower, if you run away, he will definitely follow you closely. Tybalt, Romeo, my hatred for you makes me call you by only one name. You are an evil thief. Romeo, Tybalt, I have no grievances or grudges against you. I couldn't tolerate your unprovoked provocation, but because I have a reason to love you, I don't want to argue with you. I'm not a bad thief, goodbye. I see you still don't know who I am. Tybalt, boy, you have offended me, and you cannot cover it up with such sweet words now. Turn around quickly and draw your sword. Romeo, I can solemnly declare that I have never offended you. And you can't imagine how I love you, unless you know the reason why I love you. So, good Capulet, I respect that name as much as my own, let us make peace. Mercutio, what an embarrassing surrender. Only force can wash away this shame. Draw a sword, Tybalt, you rat-catching cat, are you willing to duel me? Tybalt, what do you want me to do with you? Mercutio, good cat spirit, I heard that you have 9 lives, I only want to take one of yours. Keep the other 8 and settle the score with you later. Quickly draw your sword, otherwise my sword will come to your ear. Tybalt. Drawing his sword, okay, am willing to accompany you. Romeo, good Mercutio, put away your sword. Mercutio, come. I would like to learn your swordsmanship. The two fight against each other. Romeo. Benvolio, draw your sword and knock down their weapons. 2 brothers, what is this? Stop making trouble. Tybalt, Mercutio, and the prince have forbidden fighting in the streets of Verona. Stop it, Tybalt. Good Mercutio. Exit Tybalt and his followers. Mercutio, I am wounded. You 2 unlucky families. I'm done. Did he go without any injuries? Benvolio, ah. Are you hurt? Mercutio, yeah. It was scratched a little, but it was bearable enough. Where is my page boy? You guy, go find a surgeon. Exit the page. Romeo, don't worry, brother, it's not a very serious wound. Mercutio. Yes, it's not as deep as a well. It's not as wide as a door, but this little injury is enough to kill you. If you come to see me tomorrow, come and see me in the grave. My life is over. You 2 unlucky families. Damn it. Dogs, rats, and cats can all bite people to death. This liar, this bastard, has to follow mathematical formulas when fighting. Who asked you to insert your body? It was only because you held me back that I got hurt. Romeo, I mean absolutely well. Mercutio, Benvolio. Get me into some room quickly, or I'm going to faint. You 2 unlucky families. I have died in your hands, your 2 families. Exit Mercutio, and Benvolio, Romeo, he is a near relative of the prince, and a good friend of mine. Now he is mortally wounded for my sake. Tybalt has killed my friend and slandered my honor, although he was my kinsman only an hour ago. Dear Juliet, your beauty makes me weak. Blunted the edge of my courage. Benvolio re-enters. Benvolio, ah, Romeo. The brave Mercutio is dead, he has left this world, and his soul has ascended to heaven. Romeo, today's unexpected turn of events. Afraid of causing future disasters. Tybalt re-enters. Benvolio. The furious Tybalt is here again. Romeo, Mercutio is dead, but he lives on in the world with great power. Now I have no choice but to abandon all scruples and not be afraid of hurting the feelings of my relatives. Let the anger that bursts out of my eyes control my actions. Tybalt, you just called me a thief. I want you to take back those 2 words. The ghost of Mercutio is above us, and he is waiting for you to keep him company. One of us must accompany him, otherwise we will both die together. Tybalt, you damn boy, you were friends with him during your lifetime, and you should stay with him after your death. Romeo, this sword can decide who dies and who lives for us. The 2 fight each other. Tybalt fell. Benvolio, Romeo, go. The townspeople had been alarmed by the quarrel, and here again Tybalt died. Don't stand there wondering. If you are caught by them, the prince will sentence you to death. Go quickly. Go quickly. Romeo, alas. I am the one played by fate. Benvolio, why aren't you leaving yet? Exit Romeo. Enter citizens. First citizen, where did the man who killed Mercutio escape to? Where did the murderer Tybalt escape to? Benvolio. Lying there was Tybalt. Citizen A, sir, get up, please come with me. In the name of the prince I command you to obey. The prince leads his attendants, enter Mr. and Mrs. Montague, Mr. and Mrs. Capulet, and others. Prince. Where is the culprit of this quarrel? Benvolio, ah, noble prince. I can recount to you all the unfortunate events of this bloody quarrel. The person lying over there is your relative. The man whom brave Mercutio slew, he has now been slain by young Romeo. Lady Capulet, Tybalt, my nephew. Ah, my brother's child. Prince. Nephew. Husband. Hey. My dear nephew was killed. Your Highness. You are upright and selfless, and the blood shed in our family should be repaid with the blood shed in the Montague family. Hey, nephew. Nephew. Prince. Benvolio, who started this bloody battle? Benvolio. Tybalt, who died here, was killed by Romeo. Romeo earnestly advised him to think of the futility of such a quarrel, and mentioned your strict prohibition. He used a gentle tone, a humble attitude, and a smiling face to persuade him repeatedly, but Tybalt turned a deaf ear. Blindly showing off his arrogance, he drew his sword and stabbed the brave Mercutio in the chest. Mercutio was also angry, so he clashed with him twice. Relying on his superior ability, he casually struck a blow blocked the enemy's deadly sword edge. One hand stabbed at Tybalt, but Tybalt had quick eyesight and deflected it. At that moment Romeo cried out loudly, "Stop, my friend, separate." He was too late to say it, but he was too quick to say it, and his nimble arms had already struck down their swords. He placed himself between the two of them, but Tybalt, with a malicious intention, unexpectedly struck Romeo under the arm with his sword, which hit Mercutio's vital part, and he fled. After waiting for a while he came back to find Romeo. Romeo was full of rage at this time, and fought with him like lightning. Before I could draw my sword to stop them, the brave Tybalt had been struck by the sword and died. When Romeo saw him falling to the ground, he turned and ran away. Everything I said is true. If you lie, I will be punished by death. Mrs. Capulet. He is a relative of the Montague family. What he said was based on personal feelings and was completely false. There were a total of 20 of them participating in this fierce fight, and 20 of them worked together to kill one person. Your Highness, I want to ask you to do justice. Romeo killed Tybalt and Romeo must die. Prince. Romeo killed him, he killed Mercutio. Who should pay for Mercutio's life? Montague, Your Highness, Romeo should not pay with his life. He was Mercutio's friend, and his fault was but the execution of Tybalt's lawful death sentence. Prince, for this one mistake, I now declare that he will be exiled from the country immediately. The hatred between you both has been implicated in me. In your brutal fight, the blood of my relatives has been shed, but I will give you a severe punishment to warn you in the future. I will not listen to any pleas for defense. Neither crying nor praying can cause me to bend the law and favor favoritism. So there is no need to think of any way to save it, just send Romeo out of the country as soon as possible, otherwise, when we find him, we will put him to death. Take this body away and don't disobey my orders, you can't show mercy to the murderer. Otherwise it is encouraging killing. Same as below. The second scene is the same as before. The Capulet Garden. Enter Juliet. Juliet, run quickly, your horse riding on the clouds of fire, and drag the sun back to its resting place. May the charioteer Phaeton drive you to the west, and let the gloomy evening fall quickly. Open your tight curtains and fulfill the dark night of love. Cover the eyes of night travelers and let Romeo slip quietly into my arms. Not seen or talked about by others. Lovers can love each other in the light of their own beauty, even if love is blind, it is just as good as the night. Come, gentle night, you simple woman in black. Teach me how to lose in a gamble of total victory, putting each other's pure virginity at stake. Use your black scarf to cover the shy blush on my face, and wait for the love hidden deep in my heart to slowly become bolder. No longer feel ashamed for showing true feelings in actions. Come, night. Come, Romeo. Come, you day in the night. Give me my Romeo. After he dies, take him with you and scatter him into countless stars, decorating the sky so beautifully that the whole world will fall in love with the night and no longer worship the dazzling sun. Ah! I have bought a mansion of love. But it has not yet belonged to me, although I have sold myself, it has not yet been taken away by the buyer. My wet nurse is here. The nurse is carrying the rope. Juliet. She came with news. Whoever has Romeo's name on his tongue speaks the voice. Is that the rope Romeo asked you to get? Nurse, yes, yes, this rope. Throws the rope down. Juliet, hey. What's up? Why are you twisting your hands? Nurse, alas. Well. He is dead, he is dead, he is dead. We're done, miss, we're done. Well. He went. He was killed, he died. Juliet, can heaven be so cruel? Nurse. It wasn't because of the cruelty of heaven that Romeo could do such a cruel thing. Ah! Romeo, Romeo. Who would have thought such a thing could happen? Romeo. Juliet, what the hell are you? Are you tormenting me like this? This is simply torture from hell. Did Romeo kill himself? You only need to answer me with one word, yes, and this one word, yes, is more deadly than the death ray from the poisonous dragon's eyes. If there is such a thing. I will no longer be alive, or in other words, the person who asked you to say, yes, will have to close his eyes tightly from now on. If he dies, you say, yes. If he doesn't die, you say, no. These two simple words can determine my lifelong misfortune. Nurse. I saw his wounds. I saw his wounds with my own eyes, merciful God. Right on his broad chest. A poor corpse, a poor bleeding corpse, as pale as ashes, covered in blood, covered in patches of blood. I fainted at the sight of it. Juliet, ah. My heart is breaking. Poor bankrupt, you have lost everything, you'd better break into pieces quickly. Losing your bright eyes, you will never see the light of day again. You earthly earth body, stop breathing quickly and return to the earth. Go and sleep with Romeo in a cave. Nurse, ah. Tybalt, Tybalt. My best friend. Ah, gentle Tybalt, an upright gentleman. I never thought that I would live to this day and see you die. Juliet, what kind of storm is this? After a while, the direction was reversed. Romeo was killed. Did Tybalt die again? One is my dearest cousin, and the other is my dearest husband. Then, the terrible trumpet announces the end of the world. If so, both of them could die. Who should still live in this world? Nurse. Tybalt is dead and Romeo is banished. Romeo has killed Tybalt and he is now banished. Juliet, oh God. Did Tybalt die at the hands of Romeo? Nurse, yes, yes, alas. Yes. Juliet, ah. The flower-like face hides the snake-like heart. Which evil dragon once lived in such an elegant cave? Beautiful tyrant. Angelic devil. A crow in white dove feathers. A lamb as cruel as a jackal. The appearance of holiness is covered with an ugly essence. Your heart happens to be the opposite of your appearance. You are an evil saint and a solemn traitor. O Creator! Why would you lift up this demonic soul from hell and place it in such a lovely physical paradise? What evil book was ever bound so beautifully? Ah! Who would have thought that such a magnificent palace could contain such deceitful hypocrisy? Nurse, men are unreliable, have no conscience, and are not sincere. Everyone is half-hearted, capricious, and evil. They're all liars. Ah! Where are my people? Pour me some wine quickly. These sorrows and troubles are already making me old. May shame befall Romeo. Juliet. You should have blisters on your tongue if you say such a wish. Shame has never been with him, it dare not invade his brows, because that is the throne of honor that rules the world. Ah! I just insulted him like this, what a beast I am. Nurse, do you still speak well of the man who killed your clan brother? Juliet. He is my husband, should I speak ill of him? Ah! My poor husband. Your wife of 3 hours has insulted your name like this, who will say a gentle word of comfort to it? But you evil man, why did you kill my brother? If he doesn't kill my brother, my vicious brother will kill my husband. Go back, foolish tears, back to your source. Your trickle was originally an outpouring of sorrow, but you mistakenly presented it to joy. My husband is alive. He was not killed by Tybalt. Tybalt was dead and he wanted to kill my husband. This is obviously good news. Why should I cry? There are 2 words that hurt me more than Tybalt's death, piercing my chest like a sharp knife. I wish I had forgotten them, but alas! They cling to my memory like unforgivable sins that linger in the mind of a sinner. Tybalt is dead, Romeo is banished. Banished. The word exile is equivalent to killing 10,000 Tybalts. The death of Tybalt alone is already heartbreaking. Even if misfortunes never come singly, there must be another piece of unfortunate news after the sentence, Tybalt is dead. Why not say about your father, or your mother, or both your parents, are dead? Can that also cause a bit of human condolences? But after Tybalt's bad news, another bigger blow came one after another. Romeo is banished. This sentence is simply equivalent to saying that father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, and Juliet were killed together, and they all died together. Dead. Romeo is banished. This sentence contains endless death, and no words can describe the sadness contained in it. Nurse, where is my father and my mother? Nurse. They were caressing tea. Bert's corpse cried. Are you going to see them? Let me take you there. Juliet. Let them wash his wounds with their tears. My tears shall be reserved to weep for Romeo's banishment. Pick up those ropes. Poor rope, you are disappointed. We are both disappointed. Because Romeo has been exiled, he wants to use you as a bridge to lead to lovesickness. But I will die as a resentful girl guarding my empty boudoir alone. Come, rope, come, wet nurse. Come quickly to your room, then, I will go to Romeo to console you, for I know where he is. Listen, your Romeo will definitely come to see you this evening. He is hiding in Father Lawrence's monastery, and I will go find him. Juliet, ah. Go find him quickly. Take this ring to my loyal knight and ask him to say a final farewell. Everyone exits. The third scene is the same as before. Father Lawrence's monastery. Enter Father Lawrence. Lawrence, Romeo, run out, come out, you frightened one. You have become inseparable from a rough fate. Enter Romeo. Romeo, Father, what's the news? What is the prince's sentence? What other misfortunes are coming for me that I don't know about? Lawrence, my good boy. You have suffered too much misfortune. I come to report the verdict of your prince. Romeo, what sentence could there be other than death? Lawrence. Let's just say, die. Don't say, exile, because exile is worse than death. Lawrence, you must leave Verona immediately. Don't worry, it's a big world. Romeo, beyond the city of Verona there is no other world but the misery of hell. So to be exiled from Verona is to be exiled from this world, which is to die. It's obviously death, but you call it banishment. This is equivalent to using a sharp axe to chop off my head, but you feel proud because you have committed murder. Lawrence, oh, sin, sin. How can you be so ungrateful? The crime you committed should have been punished by death according to the law. Fortunately, the prince was kind and showed special mercy to you, so that the terrible death penalty was changed to banishment. This is obviously a great grace, but you don't know it. Romeo, this is torture. Not grace. The place where Juliet is heaven. Every cat, every dog, and every little mouse here lives in heaven and can look up to her face, but Romeo cannot see her. Even dirty flies could touch dear Juliet's white hands and steal the happiness of heaven from her lips, so pure and chaste, always shy, as if they felt that their own kiss was also a sin. Flies can do this, but I have to fly far away. They are free people, but I am an exiled refugee. Are you still saying that exile is not death? Don't you have poison, a sharp knife, or any other deadly weapon and must use exile? Will these 2 words kill me? Exile. Ah, Father. Only the ghost sinking in hell will use these 2 words, accompanied by a sad cry. You are a priest, a confessional priest, and my friend, how can you bear to use exile? Do these 2 words bother me? Lawrence, you infatuated lunatic, listen to what I have to say. Romeo, ah. Let you forget the pain of being exiled. Romeo, it's exile again. I don't want to listen to any philosophy. Philosophy is of little use unless it can make a Juliet, move a city, and undo the judgment of a prince. Say no more. Lawrence, ah. Then I think mad people don't have ears. Romeo, a wise man doesn't have eyes, so why should a madman have ears? Lawrence. Let me discuss your current situation with you. Romeo, you cannot talk about something you don't feel. If you were as young as me, and had Juliet as your lover, and had married Tybalt only an hour before you killed Tybalt, if you were as passionately in love as I was, and were banished as I was, and then you could speak, then only then will you pull your hair like I do now. He fell to the ground and measured a grave for himself. Knocking at the door, Lawrence, get up, there's a knocking at the door, good Romeo, hide. Romeo, I will not hide, except from the breath of pained moaning that comes from the bottom of my heart. It will hide me from the eyes of pursuers like a layer of clouds. Knock on the door. Lawrence, listen. How loud the door sounded. Who is outside? Look how disobedient you are. Coming, coming. Knocking on the door. Who knocked on the door so loudly? Where are you from? What's the matter with you? Nurse. Inside, let me come in, and you may know my purpose. I come from Miss Juliet. Lawrence, that's great. Welcome, welcome. Enter the nurse. Nurse, ah, Father. It's so sad that we share the same problem. She was lying on the ground like this, nagging and crying, crying and nagging at the same time. Get up, a man must get up, for Juliet's sake, for her sake, stand up. Why are you so sad? Romeo, Nanny. Nurse, oh, uncle. Alas, uncle. One always dies in the end. Now that I have stained our new love with the blood of her close relatives, won't she regard me as a murderer? Where is she? How is she? What did my secret bride say to our interrupted love? Nurse, ah. She said nothing, uncle, but cried and cried. Now she fell down on the bed, now she jumped up again, now she called Tybalt, now Romeo, and then she fell down again. Romeo. It was as if my name was aimed and shot from the muzzle of a gun, killing her as soon as it shot out, just like my damn hands killed her relatives. Ah! Tell me, Father, tell me. Where is the most evil place in my body that my name is attached to? Tell me so I can destroy this hateful lair. Draw a sword. Lawrence, put down your reckless hands. Are you a man? Your form is that of a man, yet you weep the tears of a woman. Your violent actions are simply the unreasonable roar of a wild beast. You bitch of a man's head, you beast of a human head. I really didn't expect that your temperament could be so ungrateful. You have killed Tybalt, do you want to kill yourself? Didn't you expect that you would commit such an unforgivable act of violence against yourself by killing your wife who depended on you for her life? Why do you resent the world and your own misfortune? It was so easy for heaven and earth to give birth to you. But you have to destroy yourself with your own hands. Pooh. Pooh. You have a majestic 7-foot body, and you have enthusiasm and wisdom, but you don't know how to make good use of them. Isn't this a failure of your 7-foot body, a failure of your enthusiasm and wisdom? Your majestic appearance is just a wax figure without a trace of manliness. Your oaths of love are all empty lies, killing the lover you swore to cherish. Your wisdom does not know how to direct your actions or control your emotions. It has become a foolish fallacy, just like the gunpowder in the barrel of a clumsy soldier's gun. It was originally a weapon of self-defense, but because he did not know how to ignite it, it damaged his own limbs. How? Get up, kid. You almost committed suicide just now for your Juliet, but she is alive and well now. This is your first blessing. Tybalt wanted to kill you, but you killed Tybalt instead. This is your second blessing. The law originally stipulated that murder should not be punished with life. But it showed special mercy to you and reduced the penalty to exile. This is your third blessing. These many blessings are taking care of you. Happiness is dressed in fine clothes to flatter you, but you are like a stubborn and perverse girl, pouting your lips towards your destiny and love. Pay attention, pay attention. People who are dissatisfied like this will not die well. Go, quickly go to meet your lover, go to her bedroom as planned, and comfort her, but before Luachi sets off, you must leave as soon as possible, otherwise you will not be able to reach Mandoya. You can stay in Mantua temporarily while we wait for the opportunity to announce your marriage, reconcile your two families, and ask the prince for amnesty. Then we can welcome you back with a joy 2 million times greater than the sorrow of your present departure. Nurse, go first and pay my respects to your young lady for me. Tell her to try to get everyone in her family to go to bed early, after they have suffered such a great sorrow. This is easy to do. You tell her, Romeo is coming. Nurse, Lord. I am willing to listen to such a good lesson all night long. Ah. What a learned man said. Uncle, I will go and tell the lady that you are coming. Romeo, very good. Please ask my lover to prepare for a scolding again. Nurse, uncle, the lady asked me to bring this ring to you. Please go as soon as possible. It's getting very late. Exit. Romeo, what comfort I have now regained. Lawrence, go and good night. Your fate is at stake. You must escape before the patrols begin their search, or you must disguise yourself and escape at dawn. Set yourself down in Mantua. I can find your servants, if there is any good news for you here. I'll ask him to keep you posted. Give me your hand. It's getting late. Goodbye. Romeo. Such a hasty parting would have dejected me, had a joy beyond all joy not greeted me. Goodbye. A room in Capulet's house. Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet and Paris. Capulet. Count, due to the changes that have occurred in our house, we have not had time to enlighten our little daughter. You know that she is very friendly with her cousin Tybalt. I also like him very much, alas. Death is inevitable in life, so there is no need to talk about him anymore. It is very late now, and she will not come down again tonight, and to tell you the truth, if it had not been for your visit, I would have gone to bed an hour ago. Paris. It's really presumptuous of me to propose here when you are sad. Good night, Aunt, please give my regards to my wife. Lady Capulet, okay, I'll go find out what she means early tomorrow morning. Tonight she has closed the door and gone to sleep full of sorrow. Capulet. Count Paris, I can boldly make the decision for my child, and I think she will absolutely obey my will. Yes, I can be sure of this. Madam, go and see her before you go to bed. Tell her what Count Paris means in his wooing. Tell her again, listen to me, and tell her to wait on Wednesday. Wait. What day is it today? Paris, Monday, old man. Capulet, Monday. Ha ha. Well, Wednesday is a little too soon. Then it will be Thursday. Tell her that on this Thursday she will marry the noble Earl. Did you have time to prepare? Don't you think it's too hasty? We don't need to be very extravagant, just inviting a few relatives and friends is enough, because Tybalt died not long ago. He is a member of our own family, and if we have a great feast, people may say that we are too merciless towards the deceased. So we only need to invite 5 or 6 relatives and friends to hold the ceremony. What do you think of Thursday? Paris, old man. I hope Thursday is tomorrow. Capulet, okay, you go, then it's Thursday. Madam, before you go to bed, go and see Juliet and tell her to prepare herself so that she can be a bride. Goodbye, Count. Hello. Hold the lamp. It was already very late. In a moment we're going to say it's early. Good night. Each one. The 5th scene is the same as before. Juliet's bedroom. Enter Romeo and Juliet. Juliet, are you leaving now? It is the voice of the nightingale. It sings every night in the pomegranate tree yonder. Believe me, my love, it is the song of the nightingale. Romeo. That was the skylark that announced the dawn, not the nightingale. Look, my love, the unpretentious morning light has already set golden threads on the clouds in the eastern sky. The stars of the night have burned out, and the pleasant day has crept onto the misty mountain tops. I must find a way out somewhere else, or stay here and die. Juliet, that light is not the dawn, I know. It is the shooting star spitting out from the sun. I will hold a torch for you tonight to light your way to Mandoa. So you don't have to rush to go, just wait a little longer. Romeo, let me be caught by them, let me be put to death by them. If it be your will, I will bear no grudge. I am willing to say that the gray-white clouds over there are not the dawn opening its sleepy eyes, but the glimmer of light reflected from the moon's brow. The song that resounds in the sky does not come from the lark's throat. I wish I could stay here and never leave. Bring it on. Death, I welcome you. Because that's what Juliet meant. What, my soul? It is the skylark in the sky. Some people say that the skylark will emit ever-changing sweet songs, which is not true at all, because it only separates us from each other. Some people say that the skylark once exchanged eyes with an ugly toad. Ah! I wish they had exchanged voices too. For that voice takes you from my arms and urges you on your way with its wakening morning song. Ah! Now go away, it's getting brighter. Romeo, the sky is getting brighter, but our sad hearts are getting darker and darker. Enter the nurse. Nurse, miss. Juliet, nanny. Nurse. Your mother is coming to your room. It's daybreak, be careful. Exit. Juliet, the window, let the day in and life out. Romeo, farewell, farewell. Give me a kiss and I'll go down. Descending from the window. Juliet, are you just leaving like this? My husband. My love, my friend. I must hear from you every hour of every day because 1 minute is equal to many days. Ah. Based on this calculation, by the time I see my Romeo again, I don't know how old I will be. Romeo. Goodbye. I will never give up any opportunity, my love, to convey my sincerity to you. Juliet. Ah. Do you think we will ever see each other again? Romeo. God. I have a foreboding soul. Now that you are standing below, I seem to see you like a corpse under a tomb. Maybe my eyesight is dim, or your face is too pale. Romeo, trust me, my love. So it is with you in my eyes. Sorrow drains our blood. Goodbye. Goodbye. Exit. Juliet, fate, fate. Everyone says you are capricious. If you are really capricious, how do you treat a loyal person? May you not change your frivolous nature, for then perhaps you will send him back sooner. Lady Capulet. Inside. Hello, daughter. Are you up? Juliet, who's calling me? Is it my mother? Is she still awake so late? Or did you get up so early? What special reason brought her here? Enter Lady Capulet. Lady Capulet. Ah. Why, Juliet? Juliet, mother, I don't feel very well. Lady Capulet, always weeping over your cousin's death? What? Do you want to flush him from the grave with tears? Even if you can break out, you can't revive him, so forget it. Appropriate sadness can express deep feelings, but excessive sadness can prove a lack of wisdom. Juliet. But let me shed tears for such a heartbreaking loss. Mrs. Capulet. Loss is certainly painful, but a lost relative cannot be brought back with tears. Juliet. Because this loss is so heartbreaking. I cannot stop crying for the loved ones I have lost. Lady Capulet. Well, child, the man is dead, so you don't need to cry for him anymore. The most hateful thing is that the evil man who killed him is still alive in the world. Juliet. What evil, mother? Lady Capulet. It's that evil man named Romeo. Juliet. Aside, the wicked man is so far away from him, God forgive him. I wanted to forgive him with all my heart, but no one filled my heart with as much sorrow as he did. Lady Capulet. That's because this evil murderer is still alive in the world. Juliet. Yes, mother, I wish I could have him in my hands. I wish I could avenge this murder of my brother alone. Lady Capulet. We must take revenge, don't worry, don't cry anymore. This desperate fugitive has now gone to Mantua. I will send a man there to poison him with a rare poison, so that he can meet Tybalt as soon as possible, then I will miss you. It must be satisfying. Juliet, really. My heart will never be satisfied until I see Romeo die before me. My poor heart aches for a relative. Mother, if you can find someone willing to bring the poison, let me mix it myself. So that after Romeo takes it, he will sleep peacefully. Well, how sad I was that I only heard his name but couldn't rush to him. For the sake of my feelings for my brother, I wished I could take revenge on the person who killed him. Lady Capulet. If you think of a way, I can definitely find such a person. But, boy, now I have good news for you. Juliet. In such unhappy times, the good news could not have come at a better time. May I ask, mother, what is the good news? Ha, child, you have a good and considerate father. In order to relieve your sorrow, he has chosen a happy day for you. Not only did you not expect it, but even I did not expect it. Juliet, mother, tell me quickly, what day is it? Lady Capulet. My child, on Thursday morning that charming young nobleman, Count Paris, will make you his happy bride in St. Peter's Church. Juliet, swear by St. Peter's Church and the name of St. Peter. I will never let him marry me to be his happy bride. There is no such hasty thing in the world. Before he came to propose to me, I became his wife first. I swear I would rather marry Romeo, whom I hate, than Paris. What good news! Lady Capulet, your father is here. Speak to him yourself and see if he will listen to you. Enter Capulet and nurse. Capulet. When the sun went down, misty dew fell from the sky, but when my nephew died, there was a heavy downpour to bury him. How? Got the sprinkler hose installed, kid? Hey! Are you still crying? Has the rain not stopped yet? There is also a ship, there is also the sea, and there is also the wind, because your eyes are the sea, where the tide of tears will always rise and fall. Your body is a ship, sailing on this sea of tears. Your sighs are the strong wind on the sea. The body cannot withstand the blows of wind and waves. It will be destroyed in this turbulent sea. Why, wife? Didn't you tell her our idea? Lady Capulet, I told her. But she said thank you, she doesn't want to get married. I hope this silly girl dies cleanly. Capulet, wait a minute. Speak clearly, wife. How? Doesn't she want to get married? Doesn't she thank us? Isn't she satisfied? Doesn't she still think about what a blessing this is? Juliet, I have no love, only gratitude. You can't force me to like someone for whom I have no good feelings, but I am grateful for your kindness in loving me. Capulet, why? How? Nonsense. What are these words? What, like, dislike, grateful, and not grateful? Good girl, I don't want your thanks, and I don't want your favor, as long as you are ready to go to St. Peter's Church on Thursday to marry Paris. If you don't want to, I put you in a wooden cage and dragged you away. Shameless girl, bitch. Lady Capulet, Hey! Are you crazy? Juliet, good father, I kneel down and beg you, please be patient and listen to what I have to say. Capulet, damn little bitch. Unfilial beast. I tell you, come to church on Thursday or never see me again. Don't speak, don't answer me, my fingers are itching, madam. We often complain that we are so lucky to only have this one child. But now I realize that there are too many of them. It is always misfortunes in the family that this one evildoer happens to. Shameless bitch. Nurse, God bless her. Master, you shouldn't scold her like this. Capulet, why not? My wise old lady. Who wants you to talk too much, my good aunt? Go and talk to your mothers-in-law, go. Nurse, I never said a single word to offend you. Capulet, screw you. Nurse, can't you just speak? Capulet, shut up. You gibbering stupid bitch. We don't want to listen to your lectures. Lady Capulet, you have such a bad temper. Capulet, humph. I was so angry that I went crazy. Every day, every night, every moment, whether busy or empty, alone or with others. I have always been thinking about how to marry her to a good family. Now it is easy to find a gentleman of noble birth, who has property, is young, and has received a noble education. He is exactly what people call 12. The talents who are divided are so good that there is nothing to say. But this ignorant and silly girl refused to accept the good fortune that came to her door, saying, "I don't want to get married, I don't understand love, I'm too young, please forgive me, okay? If you don't want to get married, I can let you go freely and go wherever you want. I have no room for you in this house. Think about it for me, I always do exactly what I say. Thursday is just around the corner, think about it for yourself. If you are my daughter, you must obey me and marry my friend. If you are not my daughter, then I don't care whether you hang yourself, become a beggar, starve, or die on the street, because I swear on my soul that I will never recognize you again. As my daughter, don't even think that I will give you anything. I'm not going to lie to you, just think about it. I've made a promise and I'm going to do it. Exit. Juliet, God knows how sad I am. Could it be that it doesn't give me any mercy? Ah, my dear mother. Don't abandon me. It may be better to postpone the marriage for a month or a week, or if you don't agree to it, then please place my new bed in the dark tomb where Tybalt lies. Lady Capulet, don't speak to me, I have nothing to say. It's up to you, I don't care about you. Exit. Juliet, oh God. Ah, wet nurse. How to avoid this matter? My husband is still alive, and my vows have reached heaven. If my vows can be withdrawn, it will only happen if my husband has passed away. Send it back to me from heaven. Comfort me and think of a solution for me. Well, I never thought that God would play tricks on a weak person like me. How do you say? Don't you have anything to say that would make me happy? Nanny, give me some comfort. Nurse, okay. Then you listen to me. Romeo is banished. I'll bet you anything that he will never come back to accuse you, unless he sneaks back. Since things are like this, I think it is best for you to marry the Count. Ah! What a lovely gentleman he is. Romeo was nothing but a rag compared with him, and, madam, no eagle had such green, beautiful, sharp eyes as Paris. Damn it, I miss you as a second husband. It is much better than your first husband, even if it is not much better. Your first husband, although he is still alive, is no longer of any use to you, and is almost as good as dead. Juliet, do you speak these words from your heart? Nurse. Those are not only the words of my heart, but also the words of my soul. If there is any falsehood, let my soul go to hell. Juliet, amen. Nurse, what? Juliet, well, you have given me great comfort. You go in, tell my mother I'm out. Because I have offended my father, I have to go to the monastery in Lawrence to confess my sins. Nurse. Very good, I told her so, this is the smart way. Part 2. She has praised my husband to me thousands of times, saying he is better than anyone else, and now she is using the same tongue to speak ill of him. Go, my counselor, henceforth I will never regard you as a confidant. I will go to the priest and ask him for help. If all options are exhausted, I still have the option of death. Part 2. Act 4. Flying Pigeon production at Flying Pigeon Literature. The first scene in Verona. Father Lawrence's Abbey. Enter Father Lawrence and Paris. Lawrence. On Thursday, Earl. Time is too limited. Paris. This is the meaning of my father-in-law Capulet. Since he is so impatient, I do not want to delay the time any longer. Lawrence, you said you didn't know the lady's thoughts yet. I don't agree with this kind of one-sided decision. Paris. She was so devastated after Tybalt died that I didn't have much romance with her. because Venus couldn't smile in a weeping room. Her father might have had an accident because he saw her so sad. That's why we decided to get married for us early, so that she wouldn't cry like a tearful child all day long. It's easiest to get emotional when alone in a room. If you have a partner, maybe you can eliminate the sadness for her. Now you can know the reason for my hasty marriage this time. Lawrence. Aside, I wish I didn't know the reason why it had to be delayed. Look, Earl, here comes the lady to my abbey. Enter Juliet. Paris, you have come at the right time, my beloved wife. Juliet. Count, perhaps you can call me that when I become your wife. Paris. Love, maybe by Thursday this will become a reality. Juliet. The fact is inevitable. Lawrence. That's of course. Paris, are you here to confess to this priest? Juliet. To answer your question, I must confess to you. Paris, don't deny your love to me in front of him. Juliet, I am willing to admit in front of you that I love him. Paris. I believe you will also be willing to admit that you love me in front of me. Juliet. If I must admit it, it is much better to admit it behind your back than in front of you. Paris, poor man. Tears have marred your beauty. Juliet. Tears did not gain much victory. Because my appearance was ugly enough before it was ruined by tears. Paris, you shouldn't say such things to slander your beauty. Juliet. This is not a slander, Count, it is the truth, and I speak it to my own face. Paris, you shouldn't insult it. Juliet. Maybe, because it's not my own. Father, are you free now? I dare not interrupt your prayers. Juliet, I will wake you up on Thursday morning. Now we meet again, and please keep this sacred kiss. Exit. Juliet, ah. Close the door. There is no redemption. Lawrence, ah, Juliet. I already know your sorrow, but I really can't think of a perfect plan. I hear that you must marry the Count on Thursday without any delay. Juliet, Fr. Do not tell me that you have heard of this, unless you can tell me how to avoid it. If your wisdom cannot help me, then if you agree with my determination, I can solve everything at once with this knife. God has united my heart to Romeo's, and your hand has united us both. If mine, which you have proved to be an alliance with Romeo, should make a new alliance with another, or it was my loyal heart that rebelled. If you throw yourself into the arms of others, then this knife can cut off the hand that betrays the alliance and kill the rebellious heart. Therefore, Father, with your rich knowledge and experience, please give me some advice quickly, otherwise, look at this bloody knife. You can be a just person between me and my difficulties, and solve problems for me that your experience and talents cannot find an honorable solution for me. Don't keep silent, if you can't show me a remedy. Then I have no other hope but death. Lawrence, stop, daughter, I have seen a glimmer of hope, but it requires an extraordinary means to withstand this extraordinary change. If you don't want to marry Count Paris. If you can resolutely make up your mind to regard death as home, then you must be willing to adopt a method similar to death to avoid this shame. If you dare to take the risk, I can tell you the method. Juliet, ah. Just don't marry Paris. You can ask me to jump down from the battlement on the top of the tower over there. You can make me crawl on the road where thieves are infested and poisonous snakes lurk. You can lock me up with the roaring bear. Or you can lock me up in the night. In a cave where corpses are piled up. Cover my body with old bones, moldy legs, and charred skulls without jaws, or run me into a new tomb, and hide me in a dead man's shroud, whatever it is that makes me. I was trembling after hearing about it. As long as I can live to be a pure and flawless wife to my lover, I am willing to do it without fear or hesitation. Lawrence, okay, then put down your knife, go home happily and promise to marry Paris. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow night you must sleep alone. Don't let your wet nurse sleep in your room. Take this medicine bottle, and when you go to bed, drink the liquid in it in one gulp, and then you will have a groggy chill passes through the veins of your body. Then the pulse will cease to beat, not a trace of heat or breath will prove that you are alive. The redness of your lips and cheeks will turn to gray, your eyelids will close like the hand of death closing the day of life. Every part of you is deprived of flexible control, and is as stiff and cold as death. In this state of death you must pass 42 hours, and then you awaken as if from a deep sleep. When the bridegroom comes to wake you up in the morning, they will find you dead, and then, according to the custom of our country, they will dress you up and carry you in a hearse to the Capulets, in the tombs of ancestors. In the meantime, in order to prepare you for waking up, I can write to Romeo, tell him our plan, and ask him to come here immediately. He and I will stay by your side, and wait for you to wake up, and call Romeo that night, take you to Mantua. As long as you don't change your mind temporarily or get discouraged midway, this method will definitely enable you to avoid this immediate humiliation. Juliet, give it to me. Give me. Ah, don't say the word, fear, to me. Lawrence, take it, you go, may your determination be strong and your future be smooth. I will tell a brother to fly to Mantua and take my letter to your husband. Juliet, oh love, give me strength. Only strength can save me. Farewell, dear priest. Each one. The second scene is the same as before. The hall of Capulet's house, Capulet. Enter Lady Capulet, nurse, and servants. Capulet, the names on this list are all the guests who are going to be invited. Exit servant, come, hire 20 capable cooks for me. Servant second, master, please rest assured. I must choose a chef who can lick his fingers. Capulet, how do you know they can cook? Second servant, sir, if you can't lick your fingers, you can't cook. I don't want such a cook. Capulet, okay, go ahead. We were really caught off guard this time. What? Has my daughter gone to Father Lawrence? Nurse, exactly. Capulet, well, maybe he can give her some advice. What a perverse and disobedient rogue. Nurse. Look, she has finished her confession. Come back happily. Enter Juliet. Capulet, ah, my stubborn girl. Where have you been? Juliet. Because I knew that I was disobedient to your orders, I came here to confess my sins. Now I follow Father Lawrence's advice and kneel here to ask for your forgiveness. Dad, please forgive me. From now on, I will always listen to you. Capulet, go and fetch the Earl, and tell him, I want to reschedule the wedding to tomorrow morning. Juliet. I met the young Earl in Lawrence Abbey. I had expressed my love to him within the bounds of propriety. Capulet, ah, that's good, I'm glad. Stand up, that's what's right. Let me see this count, come and fetch him. Thank God for giving us this venerable priest. Our whole town appreciates his benefits. Juliet, Nanny, please accompany me to my room and help me check my clothes to see which ones I can wear tomorrow. Lady Capulet, no. Let's wait until Thursday. What's the rush? Capulet, go, wet nurse, go with her. We must go to church tomorrow. I'll start now. Just watch, madam, everything will be arranged well by tomorrow. You go and help Juliet dress up. I'm not going to sleep tonight. Let me be the housekeeper here alone. Hello. Hello. None of these people are here. Good. Let me run to Paris myself and tell him to prepare to be the bridegroom tomorrow. This stubborn child has now changed his mind, which makes me so happy. Everyone exits. The third scene is the same as before. Juliet's bedroom. Enter Juliet and nurse. Juliet, well, those clothes are very nice. But, good nanny, please don't accompany me tonight, because I still have to say many prayers, asking God to forgive my past sins and bless my future happiness. Enter Lady Capulet. Lady Capulet, ah. Are you busy? Do you want me to help you? Juliet, no. Mother. We have chosen everything we need for tomorrow, so please leave me here alone. Let the wet nurse stay up with you tonight, because I believe that things have been done in a hurry this time and you must be extremely busy. Open a deal. Lady Capulet. Good night. Go to bed early, you deserve a good rest. Exit Lady Capulet and nurse. Juliet, farewell. God knows when we will meet. I felt as if a shiver was stirring my blood. It's almost like freezing the heat of life. Wait until I call them back to comfort me. Nanny. Why do you want her to come here? I must act out this miserable scene alone. Come on, medicine bottle. What if the potion doesn't work? So do I have to get married tomorrow morning? No, no, this knife will stop me. Just lie there. Putting the dagger next to his pillow. Maybe there is poison in this bottle. Since the priest has married Romeo and me, I am afraid that if I marry someone else, it will damage his reputation. So he deliberately tricked me into taking it and poisoned me to death. I was afraid that such a thing might happen, but he has always been recognized as a moral and ethical person, so I think it probably wouldn't be the case. I can't have such despicable thoughts. If I wake up in the grave. Romeo hasn't come to rescue me yet? This is quite scary. Aren't I going to suffocate to death in a cave with no fresh air all year round, waiting for my Romeo to arrive? Even if it doesn't suffocate to death, the terror of death and the long night. The gloomy atmosphere in the ancient tomb, where the bones of my ancestors have been piled up for hundreds of years, and the recently buried Tybalt, covered in his burial quilt, was rotting there. People said that at night, ghosts would appear. Will return to their graves, alas. Well, if I wake up too early. These foul smells, these shrill cries that drive people crazy, ah. If I woke up surrounded by this scary stuff, I wouldn't be in a state of confusion, frantically caressing the bones of my ancestors. Drag Tybalt out of his shroud with ulcerated limbs? In such a crazy state, wouldn't I pick up an ancestor's bone and use it as a stick to break my dizzy head? Ah, look! That's not Tybalt's ghost. Are you chasing Romeo there to avenge his sword? Wait a minute, Tybalt, wait a minute. Romeo, here I come. I drank this drink for you. Falls down on Mikuchi's bed. The fourth scene is the same as above. In the hall of Capulet's house. Enter Lady Capulet and nurse. Lady Capulet, nanny, take this bunch of keys and some spices. Nurse. In the pastry room, people were shouting for dates in. Enter Capulet. Capulet, come, hurry up, hurry up. The rooster has crowed for the second time, the evening bell has struck, and it is 3 o'clock. Good Angelica, be careful to see if the meatloaf is burnt. It doesn't matter if you spend a few more bucks. Nurse. Go away, you don't need to worry about women's affairs. Go to bed quickly, I have been busy all night today, and I will be sick again tomorrow. Capulet, no, no. I have stayed up all night for unimportant things. How many times have I ever gotten sick? Mrs. Capulet. Yes, you used to be a night owl who was used to stealing women, but now I won't let you go out and make mischief. Exit Lady Capulet and nurse. What a jealous bitch. What a jealous bitch. 3 or 4 servants were holding burning forks, firewood and baskets. Capulet, hey, what is this? First servant, master, these are all given to the cook. I don't know what they are. Capulet, hurry up, hurry up. Exit servant, hello. You need to choose dry wood. Ask Peter and he can tell you where to find it. Second servant, sir, I have eyes for picking wood myself, so there is no need to trouble Peter. Exit. Capulet, hey, that makes sense, you naughty little bastard. Hey. It was daylight. The Count is coming with the musicians, he said. Music, I heard him approaching. Nanny. Wife. Hey, hey. Hey, where's the wet nurse? The nurse re-enters. Capulet, go and get Juliet up and dress her up, I'm going to talk to Paris. Go quickly, go quickly. Hurry up, the groom has come, hurry up. Each one. The 5th scene is the same as before. Juliet's bedroom. Enter nurse. Nurse, miss. Hello, miss. Juliet. She must be fast asleep. Hey, lamb. Hello, miss. Humph, you lazy girl. Hey, kiss. Miss. Darling. Hello, bride. How? No sound? Now sleep as long as you can, sleep as long as you can for a week. Count Paris will not let you rest in peace this evening. God forgive me, amen, how soundly she slept. I have to wake her up. Miss. 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 Good. Let the Count himself come to your bed, and you will jump with fright, won't you? How? Now that you've put on your clothes, are you going to sleep again? I have to wake you up. Miss. 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 Hey. Hey. Help. Help. My lady is dead. Hey. What am I still doing alive? Hey, get some wine. Master. Mrs. Enter Lady Capulet. Lady Capulet, what's the noise? Nurse, oh, so sad. Lady Capulet, what's the matter? My only life. Wake up. Open your eyes. How can I survive if you die? Help. Help. Come on, everyone. Enter Capulet. Capulet. Before she can send Juliet out, her groom has already arrived. Nurse, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead. Ay-yo. Sad. Lady Capulet, alas. She's dead, she's dead, she's dead. Capulet, hey. Let me see. Hey. Her body was cold, her blood had stopped flowing, her hands and feet were stiff, there was no breath of life in her lips. Death is like a frost that falls before autumn, destroying this most tender flower. Nurse, oh, so sad. Lady Capulet, oh, it's so painful. Capulet, death has taken my child from me, and he has left me speechless with grief. Father Lawrence. Enter Paris and the musicians. Lawrence, come, is the bride ready for church? Capulet. She was ready to leave, but she would never come back. Ah, virtuous son-in-law. Death has come to your wife on the eve of your wedding. She lay there, like a flower that was destroyed by him. Death is my new son-in-law, my heir, and he has already married my daughter. But let me see this miserable scene. Lady Capulet, unfortunate, unfortunate, hateful day. A most miserable hour in the endless run of time. I gave birth to this child, this poor and beloved child. She was my only treasure and comfort, and now she was snatched away from me by the cruel god of death. Nurse, it's so painful. What a bitter, bitter, bitter day. The most sad and desolate days in my life. Oh, this day. This hateful day. I have never seen such an unfortunate day. What a hard, hard life. My life. There is no life, only love swallowed by death. Capulet, sad fate, why do you come to break our ceremony? Son. Son. My soul, you are dead. You are no longer my child. Dead. Well, my child is dead. My happiness was also buried with my children. Lawrence, quiet. Not shy? It's useless for you to cry and scream like this. God shares this wonderful daughter with you, now she completely belongs to God, and this is her happiness. Because you cannot save her body from death, but God can save her soul from death. You tried your best to find a happy future for her, because your happiness rested on her. Now she has risen high into the clouds. Do you weep for her? Ah! You are watching her enjoy the greatest happiness, yet she is crying like crazy. Can this be considered true love for your daughter? Live, marry, and grow old. What fun is there in such a marriage? The happiest person is to die young and married. Wipe away your tears, scatter your scented flowers over this beautiful body, and carry her in all her regalia to the church, as is customary. Although our foolish nature makes us sad and weeping. But in the eyes of reason, these natural tears are ridiculous. Capulet. All that we have prepared for joy shall now become a mournful funeral, our instruments shall become melancholy knells, and our wedding feasts a dismal funeral feast. Our hymns will become mournful dirges, the flowers in the bride's hands will be laid in the tomb, and everything will be the opposite. Lawrence. Mr. Capulet, go in, madam, accompany him in. Count Paris, go in too. Everyone is preparing to send this beautiful body for burial. The wrath of God has come upon you, so do not disobey his will and cause greater disaster. Exit the Capulets, Paris, and Lawrence. First musician, really, we can put away our flutes and go. Nurse. Ah. Good brothers, put it away, this is a sad misfortune. Exit. Musician A, oh, I wish there was some way to remedy this. Enter Peter. Peter, musician. Ah. Musician, peace in the heart, peace in the heart. Ah. Play me the song, Peace in the Heart, otherwise I won't be able to survive. Musician A, why do you want to play, the peace of mind? Peter, ah. Musician, because my heart is there singing, my heart is full of sorrow, ah. Play me a happy song. Comfort and comfort me. Musician A, if you don't play, don't play. Now is not the time to play music. Peter. Then won't you play? Musician A, does not play. Peter, then I'll give you, musician, what do you give us? Peter, I won't give you any money, huh? I'm going to give you a scolding. I call you a bunch of singing beggars. Legend of music, then I will call you a despicable slave. Peter, then I will place the slave's knife on your heads. I am absolutely unambiguous, either high pitch or low pitch, do you hear it? You still have to understand the difference between high pitch and low pitch. Musician B, wait a minute, a gentleman speaks, but a villain takes action. Peter, okay, then let me use my tongue, sword, and lips to make you run away with your head in your arms. Anyone who has the ability, answer this question of mine. Sorrow hurts the heart, melancholy lingers in the heart. There is only the silver sound of music. Why do you say, silver sound? Why is it called, the silver sound of music? Simon Kettering, what do you say? Musician A. Because Ginz's voice is very nice. Peter. Well said. Hugh Lippeck, what do you say? Musician B. Because of the purpose of the musicians playing music. He wanted to be rewarded with some money. Peter. Well said. James Sandpost, what do you say? Musician C. To tell you the truth, I don't know what to say. Peter, ah. Because even if the musicians play music until they die, they still can't exchange it for some gold. Only the silver sound of music can push away boredom. Exit. Musician A. What a nasty guy. Musician B, damn slave. Come on, let's go back quickly and play twice when the guests come. Eat them for a meal before leaving. Same as below. Act 5, Scene 1 Mandoya. Street. Enter Romeo. Romeo. If the visions in my dreams can indeed represent reality, then my dream heralds good news to come. I feel at ease in my heart. All day long there was a spirit that I had never felt before, lifting me up from the ground with happy thoughts. I dreamed that my lover came to see me dead, a strange dream, a dead person can think. She kissed me and breathed life into my lips. So I was resurrected and became a king. Well, the mere shadow of love has given such rich joy. How sweet it would be to possess love itself. Enter Balthazar. Romeo, news from Verona. Ah, Balthazar. Didn't the priest ask you to bring me a letter? How is my love? How is my father? I ask you again, how is my Juliet? Because as long as she is well, everything must be fine. Balthazar, then she is fine and everything is fine. Her body rests in the tomb of the Capulet family, and her immortal soul is with the angels. I saw her buried in the tombs of her relatives, so I flew to Pegasus to tell you. Ah, master. Forgive me for bringing you such bad news. Because this is what you told me to do. Romeo, there is such a thing. Destiny, I curse you. You know where I live. Buy me some paper and pen, hire 2 fast horses, and I will set off tonight. Balthazar, master, please relax. Your face is pale and panicked. I'm afraid it's a bad omen. Romeo, Nonsense, you are wrong. Go quickly and do what I tell you to do quickly. Didn't the priest ask you to bring me a letter? Balthazar, no, my good young master. Romeo, forget it, go ahead and hire the horses, I will come to you. Exit Balthazar, well, Juliet, I'm going to sleep next to you tonight. Let me think of a way. Ah, sinful thoughts. How quickly you can worm your way into the heart of a desperate man. I thought of a medicine seller whose shop was nearby. I once saw him wearing tattered clothes, frowning and picking herbs. He was very thin, and poverty had tortured him to the point where he was reduced to a handful of bones. There was a turtle hanging in his shabby shop, with a stuffed head. Crocodile. There were also several ugly fish skins. Scattered on his shelves were a few empty boxes, green earthenware jars, some cysts and moldy seeds, a few lengths of wrapped hemp rope, and a few pieces of dried roses as a better-than-nothing embellishment. Seeing this shabby look, I said to myself, in the city of Mantua, anyone who betrays poison will be executed immediately, but if anyone needs poison now, there is a poor slave here who will sell it to him. Ah! Unexpectedly, I had this thought. Foreshadowing my own needs, this poor man's poison was about to be sold to me. I remember this was his shop. Today was a holiday, so the beggar didn't open the door. Hello. Drug seller. Enter the medicine seller. Medicine seller, who is shouting? Romeo, come here, friend. I see you are very poor. Here is $40. Please give me a little poison that can kill quickly. Once a person who is tired of life takes it, it will disperse into the blood vessels of the body, stop breathing immediately and die, just like gunpowder from the barrel of a cannon. It radiates out just as fast. The medicine seller. I have this deadly poison, but the law of Mantua strictly prohibits its sale, and the person who sells it is punishable by death. Romeo, are you so poor that you are still afraid of death? The traces of hunger and cold are etched on your cheeks. Poverty and persecution shoot out hunger in your eyes, contempt and humiliation weigh heavily on your back. This world is not your friend, and its laws cannot protect you. No one has laid down a law for you. Rich. So why should you endure poverty? You broke the law, take the money. Medicine seller, I promised you because of my poverty, but that is against my conscience. Romeo, my money is for your poverty, not for your conscience. The medicine seller. If you put this medicine in any drink and drink it, even if you have the strength of 20 people, you will die immediately. Romeo, here is your money, that is the worst poison to a man's soul in this evil world. It kills people more than your humble drugs that are not allowed to be sold. You didn't sell the poison to me, I sold the poison to you. Goodbye, buy some food and feed yourself a little fatter. Come, you are not poison, you are the elixir that relieves my pain. I want to take you to Juliet's grave, and I must lend you a favor. Each. Scene 2, Verona. Father Lawrence's monastery. Enter Father John. Welcome back from Mantua. What did Romeo say? If his intention is expressed in the letter, then give me his letter. John. When I was leaving, I wanted to find a fellow disciple to be my companion. He was visiting patients in this city. Unexpectedly, the local patrol saw us and suspected that we had entered a house infected with the plague. They blocked the door and refused to let us out, thus delaying my trip to Mandoia. Lawrence, then who sent my letter to Romeo? John. I had no way of sending it away, and now I am bringing it back. for they are afraid of the plague, and no one will give it back to you. Lawrence, oops. This letter is not trivial, it is of a very important nature, so I will delay it. It may cause great disaster. Junior brother John, go find me a hoe and bring it here immediately. John, good senior brother, I'll get it for you. Exit. Lawrence, now I must go alone to the cemetery. Within these 3 hours Juliet will wake. She will blame me because Romeo did not know these things. I will now write another letter to Mantua, asking her to stay in my monastery until Romeo comes. Poor lifeless body, claustrophobic in a dead man's tomb. Down. The third game is the same as before. The cemetery where the Capulet family tombs are. Enter Paris and the page boy carrying flowers and torches. Paris. Child, give me your torch, go away and stand far away. It's better to put it out, I don't want anyone to see it. Go and lie down under the yew tree over there, and put your ear to the hollow ground. Many graves have been dug in the ground. The soil is loose. If there are staggering steps coming to the graveyard, you will definitely hear them. If you hear any noise. Then he blew a whistle to notify me. Give me those flowers. Do as I say and go. The page boy. Narrator, I simply don't dare to stand alone in this cemetery, but am going to give it a try. Back, Paris, these flowers will make your new bed, what a misfortune. A delicate red flower will remain in the dust forever. Which damn guy comes here this night to disturb me from paying my respects at my lover's grave? What? Are you still coming with a torch? Let me hide aside and watch what he does. Back. Enter Romeo and Balthazar, holding torches and shovels. Romeo. Give me the hoe and the pliers. Wait, take this letter, as soon as day breaks, you will send it to my father. Give me the torch. Listen to my instructions, no matter what you hear or see, you have to stand at a distance and do not move, so as not to interfere with my affairs. If you move, I will kill you. Part of the reason I ran down to this grave was to visit my beloved, but the main reason was to take a precious ring from her finger. Because I have a very important purpose. So get away from me quickly. If you don't believe me and dare to come back and spy on my actions, then I swear to God, I will tear off your bones one by one. Let this hungry grave be strewn with your limbs. My current state of mind is very wild, more ferocious and ruthless than a hungry tiger or the roaring sea. Please don't provoke me. Balthazar, master, I'm just leaving. I won't disturb you. Romeo. This is like a friend. Take this money and wish you a happy life. Goodbye, good friend. Balthazar. Narrator, even so, I still had to hide nearby and watch him. His face frightened me, and I didn't know what he was planning to do. Romeo. Your ruthless soil has swallowed up the loveliest person in the world. I want to break your greedy kiss and dig open the tomb door, let you eat to your heart's content. It is said that she died young because she was sad about his tragic death. Now this guy is coming to rob corpses and uncover graves again. Let me catch him. Steps forward, damn Montague. Stop your sinful work, isn't it enough that you kill them? Do you still want to vent your hatred on the dead? Damn the murderer, arrest him as soon as possible and come to see the official with me. Romeo, I really deserve to die, that's why I'm here. Thinking about these dead people, you should be scared. Young man, Please don't arouse my anger and make me commit another crime. Let's go. I can swear to God that I love you more than I love myself, because the purpose of my coming here is to fight against myself. Don't stay here, go away, keep yourself alive, and you can tell people later that it was a madman who showed mercy and asked you to escape. Paris, I won't listen to your nonsense. You are a criminal and I want to arrest you. Romeo, must you anger me? So good. Come, friend. The two men fight. The page boy, oh, Lord. They started fighting. I'm going to call the patrol. Let me see his face, O noble Count Paris, kinsman of Mercutio. My servant once said something to me as we rode along, which I was too distracted to listen to. What did he say? It seems he told me that Paris was going to marry Juliet, didn't he say so? Or have I ever had such a dream? Or was it that I was out of my mind and had heard him say Juliet's name, and that this fantasy had occurred? Ah! You and I are both registered in the Black Book of Misfortune. I want to bury you in a tomb of victory, a tomb? Ah, no. The murdered boy was a lighthouse because Juliet slept here. Her beauty transformed the tomb into a palace filled with light and feasting. Dead man, lie there, a dead man has buried you. Laying Paris into the tomb, when people are dying, they often feel happy in their hearts. The bystanders said that this was a flash of light before death. Ah! Is this my reflection? Ah, my love. My wife. Although death has sucked the sweetness out of your breath, it has not yet had the power to destroy your beauty. You have not yet been conquered by it. Your lips and face are still rosy and beautiful, and have never been occupied by gray death. Tybalt, do you also lie there wrapped in your bloody shroud? Ah! Your youth was ruined in the hands of your enemies, and now I'm here to avenge you. I will kill with my own hands the one who killed you. Forgive me, brother. Ah! Dear Juliet, why are you still so beautiful? Could it be that that nihilistic death, that skinny and hateful demon, is also a seed of passion? So he hides you in this dark cave to be his mistress? In order to prevent such a thing, I will always accompany you and never leave this palace of long nights. I will stay here with your maids and those maggots. Ah! Here I want to rest forever, free from the shackles of my fate from this world-weary mortal body. Eyes, take your last look. Arms, give me your last hug. Lips, ah! The portal of your breath, with a legal kiss. Make an everlasting pact with death that captures all. Come, bitter guide, despairing pilot, dash your storm-weary ship against the rock now. For my lover, I drank this drink. Drinking medicine, ah! The person who sold the medicine really didn't lie to me, and the medicine took effect very quickly. I died in this kiss. Death. Father Lawrence came up from the other end of the cemetery holding a lantern, hoe, and spade. Lawrence, St. Francis bless me. Why do my old feet keep stumbling around in the graves tonight? Who's over there? Balthazar. Is a friend and someone you know well. Lawrence, bless you. Tell me, my good friend, what kind of torch is over there? Wasting its light on maggots and eyeless skeletons? From what I could tell, the place where the torch was lit seemed to be the tombs of the Capulet family. Balthazar, exactly, father, my master, your good friend, is there. Lawrence, who is he? Balthazar. Romeo. Lawrence, how long has he been here? Balthazar, for half an hour. Lawrence, come with me to the tomb. Balthazar, I dare not, father. My master did not know that I had not left. He had threatened me severely. He said that if I stayed here to spy on him, he would kill me. Lawrence, then you stay here and let me go alone. Fear came upon me. Ah. I'm afraid something bad will happen. Balthazar. When I fell asleep under this yew tree, I dreamed that my master was fighting with another man, and that man was killed by my master. Lawrence. Steps forward, Romeo. Hey. Hey, what kind of blood is stained on the stone door of this tomb? Why are there two ownerless, blood-stained swords lying across this quiet place? Entering the tomb, Romeo. Oh, he looks so pale. Who else? What? Paris was lying here, too, soaked in a pool of blood? Ah. What a cruel moment. What caused this tragic accident? The lady woke up. Juliet wakes up. Juliet, ah, kind-hearted priest. Where is my husband? I remember exactly where I should be, and here I am. Where is my Romeo? Internal noise. Lawrence. I heard something. Miss, leave this nest of death filled with poisonous atmosphere and putrid smell as soon as possible. A force we cannot resist has thwarted our plan. Come on, get out. Your husband has died in your arms. Paris died too. Come, I can find a place for you to become a nun. Don't waste time questioning me, the night watchers are coming soon. Come, good Juliet, go. Internal noise starts again. I don't dare to wait any longer. Juliet, go, you go. I don't want to leave. Exit Lawrence. What is this? A cup, held tightly in the hand of my devoted lover? I knew it must have been poison that killed him. Alas, enemies. You drank it all together and didn't leave a drop for me? I want to kiss your lips. Maybe there's still some venom left in it that I can take as a stimulant and die. Kissing Romeo, your lips are still warm. Patrolman A. Inside, child, lead the way. In which direction? Juliet, ah, human voice? Then I must finish it quickly. Ah. What a knife. Seizes Romeo's dagger, this is your sheath. Stabs himself with the dagger, put it in, and let me die. Falls upon Romeo and dies. Enter the watchman and Paris page. The page boy. This is where the torch is lit. Patrolman A. There was blood on the ground. A few of you go and search around the cemetery and arrest anyone you see. Several patrolmen exit. How miserable. The Count was killed and lying here, and Juliet's chest was bleeding, and her body was still hot as if she had died not long ago, although she had been buried here for 2 days. Go, report to the prince, inform the Capulet family, and then go and wake up the Montague family. The remaining people search everywhere. Several patrolmen continue. We saw these tragic things happening in this place, but before we got any witnesses. But they couldn't understand the truth of these tragic events. Several patrols led Balda into the army. Second patrolman. This is Romeo's servant, we see him hiding in the churchyard. Patrolman A. He was taken into custody until the prince came to interrogate him. Enter Father Lawrence led by some patrolmen. Patrolman C. We saw this priest running from the cemetery, looking panicked, sighing and crying. He also had a hoe and shovel in his hand, and we took them down. First Patrolman. He has serious suspicions. Put this priest into custody as well. Enter Prince and attendants. Prince. What misfortune could have happened at such an early hour to interrupt my early morning sleep? Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and the rest. Capulet, what's going on with the yelling and screaming out? Some shouted for Juliet, some for Paris. Everyone rushed to our family grave in an uproar. Prince. Why did so many people make such alarming shouts? First Patrolman, my lord, Count Paris has been killed and lies here. Romeo also died. Juliet, who had been dead for 2 days, was still hot and was killed anew. Prince. Search carefully to find out the truth about this heinous murder case. First Patrolman, there is a priest here. There was also a servant of Romeo who was slain, and they all had tools for digging graves. Capulet, oh my God. Ah, wife. Look at our daughter bleeding so much. This knife is in the wrong place. Look, its empty sheath is still on the Montague boy's back. It went into my daughter's chest. Lady Capulet, These tragic scenes of death are like thrilling bells, warning me that I will soon die in my dying years. Enter Montague and others. Prince, come, Montague, you are up very early. But your son fell earlier. Montague, alas. Your Highness, my wife passed away last night because she was grieving for the departure of her son. What else can happen to an old man like me? Prince, look, you can see it. Montague, ah. You unfilial thing. How could you beat your father to the grave by yourself? Prince, stop your mourning for the time being and let me interrogate these suspicious facts. After knowing the details, come and lead you to cry loudly. Perhaps my sorrow is far greater than yours. Bring in the suspect. Lawrence. Time and place can be witnesses against me, although I am the weakest person in this tragic murder. But he is the most suspect. I now stand before His Highness. On the one hand, I want to confess my sins, and on the other hand, I want to defend myself. Prince. Tell me everything you know quickly. Lawrence. I want to describe what happened as briefly as possible, because my short remaining life is not as long as a long story. The dead Romeo was the husband of the dead Juliet, and she was Romeo's faithful wife. Their wedding was officiated by me. On the day of their secret wedding, Tybalt died unexpectedly, and the new groom was exiled from the city. It was for him, not for Tybalt, that Juliet was so sad and haggard. Because you wanted to relieve her of her troubles and marry her to Count Paris, and force her to marry him, she came to see me and asked me in a panic to find a way for her to avoid this second marriage, otherwise she is going to commit suicide in my temple. So based on my medical knowledge, I gave her a sleeping potion. It had the effect I expected, and she fell into a coma as if she were dead as soon as she took it. At the same time I wrote to Romeo. Tell him to come here this miserable night and help move her out of the tomb where she lodges, for the effects of the medicine will wear off in due time. However, Father John, who was carrying the message for me, was in an accident and could not escape. I just brought my letter back last night. At that time, I had no choice but to go and take her out of her family tomb according to the predetermined time for her to wake up. I was going to hide her in my temple and call Romeo when it was convenient. But when I came a few minutes before she awoke, noble Paris and faithful Romeo were both dead. As soon as she woke up, I asked her to go out, and persuaded her to endure this change of providence with peace of mind. But at that time I heard a lot of people's voices, and I was so scared that I ran out of the tomb. She refused to follow me in extreme despair. It seemed that she committed suicide. This is all I know. As for their marriage, her wet nurse was also involved. If this unfortunate tragedy was caused by my negligence, then my old life is willing to be punished by the most severe law. Please let it be sacrificed earlier. Prince, I have always known that you are a noble person. Where is Romeo's servant? What did he have to say? Balthazar. I informed my master of Juliet's death, and he hastened from Mantua to the front of this tomb. He asked me to deliver this letter to my master early in the morning when he entered the tomb. He also threatened me, saying that if I didn't leave him and go away quickly, he would kill me. Prince, give me that letter, I want to read it. Where is the count's page who called the patrol? Hey, what is your master doing here? Waiter. He brought flowers and scattered them on his wife's grave. He told me to stand far away, and I listened to him. After a while, a man with a torch came and opened the tomb. Then my master drew his sword and started fighting with him, so I ran to call the patrolman. Prince. The letter confirmed the priest's words, telling the story of their love and the news of her death. He also said that he had bought a poison from a poor medicine seller and was going to take it to the tomb to prepare for the death. Juliet sleeps together. Where are these two enemies? Capulet. Montague. Look how much you have been punished for your hatred. God has taken away your beloved by the hand of love. I have also lost a pair of relatives in order to ignore your disputes. Everyone was punished. Capulet. Ah, brother Montague. Give me your hand, this is your betrothal gift to my daughter, and I cannot ask for more. Montague. But I can give you more, I will make a statue of her of pure gold. As long as Vero did not change its name that day, no statue could be more remarkable than that of the faithful Juliet. Capulet. Romeo also wants an equally gorgeous golden statue to lie beside his lover. These two poor people who died in our hatred. Prince, the morning brought a sad reconciliation. The sun was so miserable that it hid in the clouds. Everyone goes back to express a few sighs of emotion first. Those who deserve forgiveness and those who deserve punishment will then hear the verdict. There have been so many joys and sorrows throughout the ages. Who has ever seen such sorrow and bitterness?